tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ́rọ̀ pa òrí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la òtọ́ láì bá dé, tread softly dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Kíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ ti jẹ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti ti tó mọ̀ ọ́la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àgbèrè tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo ìbàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Yes, good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajantis Show. Thank you for connecting with me tonight. Wherever you are listening from, I welcome you specially. It's going to be another interesting discussion tonight, and as usual. And tonight we have a topic that that is somehow polarizing, but we would um, shed as much light as we can on it. As you're coming in, please help me invite somebody to connect with the show. Help me share this program on your platforms. You can share it on your stories. You can share it on your timeline. You can tag somebody to connect. Yes, let me see where my people are connecting from, or those who have joined already. Yes, Maureen Yegbon Ekaleo Shewa Dada. Hope you've had a fantastic week, and I hope you'll be able to finish the show with us tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Yes, my sister, my sweetest sister, Olariwaju Fatoba. Thank you for connecting also tonight. Thank you for always joining and for your insightful contribution. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Right. We will get on with the discussion, and hopefully more people would connect with us as we proceed. Um, right. Let me start from here. Over time, we have been discussing issues that relate with family, individuals within the family, and family as an extension, or how it impacts the society at large. We've looked at how lapses within the family can go on to negatively affect the society. And also, we've tried to break down the concept of marriage, family, monogamy, religion, and we've mentioned how all these concepts were created as mechanisms to preserve civilization. The topic we'll be looking at tonight. Hey, my brother Mukinyo, Mr. Banks. Thank you for connecting tonight. How you doing, sir? Ekpele. Trust you've had a fantastic week. It's a pleasure to have you tonight. So what we will be looking at tonight also has to do with humans, also has to do with the society. And this particular topic, it's polarizing. And I won't attempt to convince anybody. All I will do is just to um, discuss the concept itself in as much details as I can. I will leave the judgment or the choices for individuals to make. But I'm just going to um, put some flesh on the topic itself. Just spare me one moment. Plug this laptop. Right. So the discussion we have tonight is what I titled Polygamy. Hey, my brother. Àwọn tèmi tipẹ́. Àwọn tèmi láti ayé alálùmọ́lẹ̀. My brother Christopher. Àwọn èèyàn nìyẹn. Very, very good human being. Very, very good human being. How you doing, my brother? Mr. Dark and Shine. Àwọn yẹn dúdú wọ́n ń dán bí ẹ̀yin Spanish guitar báyìí ni. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for connecting tonight. So the discussion for tonight, like I said earlier, is polygamy. Mo kí ọmọ ìyá mi ẹ̀bùn ṣó wa. Bóun gbogbo ilé ń kọ́ o. Ó zẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ mi ń bí ni o. Really, really, gbogbo ẹ̀ há gádígádí bí ìdí tòlótòló ni. You know, it's been a very hectic week for me, and I've had my mind all over the place, but well, life goes on. So this topic is not I'm sure it's not strange to anyone on this show. And we all have an idea of what this looks like. Even though we might not have, maybe a deeper understanding of, how it's been practiced across the world, maybe a little bit of its history and all that. But at least we witnessed how it's been, practiced, or we've seen people who are in it. But if you ask some people about this, they'll tell you, it's against God design for mankind. Oh, it brings trouble. Oh, it's evil. Everyone will have one thing or the other to say regarding this, based on how this thing was introduced to them, based on the effect of it that they've seen around them. And some actually, are from a polygamous home. And some would have good stories to tell about it, and others wouldn't. Some will feel, cool with it. That, there's nothing bad in it. And some would, frown at it. So regardless of where you belong tonight, I just want you to follow me with an open mind and take it as maybe a refresher's course, just for you to have a listen again, and then um, maybe you can reconsider your thoughts, or you can reconsider where you stand. I'm not here to say whether it's good or bad. I'm only here to talk about it because recently, with all that is going on with family, the discussion around polygamy is becoming more common. People are bringing it up um, over and over again. People are suggesting it as the only solution to breakdown of marriages, um, to collapse of the union of husband and wife, to stem domestic abuse and all that. Because according to people in this category, they feel um, this is a natural way to live. That monogamy was just forced upon us, and that is why we are experiencing all these problems. So if we return back to polygamy, and then probably things will come back to normal. Let's have a look at it. The comment section is open for everyone to drop their comment. You're free to agree or disagree with me. And you're free to share your opinion. If you would like to call in and join me in the studio, please, by all means, let me know. I'll put out the link. Right. Let's start from the definition. Let's start from the beginning. What is polygamy? Like everyone on this platform, I expect everyone on this platform to know it, you know. But maybe what you know is just in part. That is the only thing that will be different. But I don't think you will be hearing anything regarding this discussion tonight for the first time. But you might maybe pick up some other things and add to what you already know. So polygamy is just it's like it's a form of marriage between partners, and this type of relationship only involves one person marrying more than one partner. So when you think of marriage, you're thinking of union between two partners. And the one that readily comes to mind is monogamy, which is one wife, one man, or one man, one woman. That is the one that once you talk of marriage, that's the first type of marriage that comes to mind. But there are several types, and the opposite of monogamy is what we're looking at now, which is polygamy. And this type of relationship typically involves, a person marrying more than one partner. Now, the most common one is where a man marries more than one woman. That is the one everybody knows. So even when we talk about polygamy, that is what comes to mind. So when we talk of marriage, what comes to mind is monogamy. One wife, one man, one woman. But now I'm saying that there are other types. Now, when we talk of polygamy, yeah, everybody knows that, oh yeah, that involves, more than one partner in a relationship. But then the one that readily comes to everybody's mind is one man marrying more than one woman. Right. But that is called polyandry. Sorry. That is called polygyny. Yes. I don't want to mix it up. Yeah, that's called polygyny. When a man marries more than one woman. When a man marries several women, multiple women. This is the one we try to, you know, um, confuse with polygamy. This is the one we accept to be polygamy. But ideally, we should refer to it as polygyny. Polygamy is an umbrella for a relationship where there are multiple partners. That's polygamy. So this is one of the misconceptions that I want to correct tonight. So when we say marriage, people just naturally think of monogamy, one wife, one woman. So I'm telling you tonight, there are more than that. Now, when we talk of polygamy, people just think straight and say, oh, that is one man marrying more than one woman. But I'm telling you that is even not correct. The correct thing is polygamy involves multiple partners in a relationship. And then there are three forms of polygamy. We have the polygyny, we have the polyandry, we have the group marriage. So the polygyny is one where the man marries multiple wives. This is the one we confuse with polygamy. And then polyandry, which is the less common form of polygamy, is where a woman marries more than one man. How come I want to yes, it exists. Where a woman has more than one husband. That is polyandry. It's a form of polygamy. And then the last one we have group marriage, where you know we have several men, several women marrying each other. More or less like an open relationship. This is rare, but it's becoming common now, especially among this young generation. I've seen, quite a few. And, with the way things are going, I fear for the traditional kind of marriage. I fear that, it won't be around for long. It won't be around for long. it won't be around for long. Right. So I hope I've been able to make these distinctions. Now, what is also strange that I want to emphasize tonight is that why many will think monogamy is the correct, you know, or the natural um, form of marriage, or the natural relationship that should exist between two people. I'm happy to tell you tonight that you are very wrong. As a matter of fact, monogamy is a relatively recent concept in human history. It's a mechanism introduced to um, preserve civilization, to maintain social order. So before all this, people were primarily polygamous. So if you check history, you will see that centuries past, people have more than one partner. People engage in a relationship that involves multiple partners. What is frowned upon is the way it is being practiced. While in some countries it's normal for a man to have multiple wives, it's rare to find in such an environment a relationship where it is a wife that has more than you know one husband. And then you get to another society, you find out that um, women having more than one husband it's a norm. And the other one that is common where you're coming from is the one that is rare in their midst. So bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe nílùú bí èèwọ̀ bòmíì ni. But what I want everyone on this show to understand tonight is that polygamous relationship was primarily the way human used to relate. It's only in recent time that this concept of monogamy was introduced. And then it wasn't just introduced and left for people to decide what they want to do. It was actually introduced and backed up by law. So polygamy in some countries are illegal. They are banned. In some countries, this practice has been totally expunged. And in some countries, they are still in practice. And in some countries, it's a matter of morality. Some people just frown on it, like the religious people just frown on it and say, no, you are sinning against God, blah, 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 stuff like that. But the God you claim they are sinning against is the same God that instructed another set of religious people to have more than one partner. So who is confused, God or the people? So remember, religion as well is a tool of civilization, is a mechanism to ensure social order is preserved. Because some people they realize that only one they gbọ́ràn lẹ́rọ̀ unless we weave some, religious argument um, to brainwash them, and threaten them with this concept of hell and heaven. Ìgbà yẹn ló máa tó gbọ́ràn. So the reason why some people don't officially have more than a partner today is because they don't want to go to hell. So convince them that hell doesn't exist and see if they would not pick up another partner. So when monogamy was introduced, it was based on the argument that polygamy does not protect the interest of women and children because it forces on women to please men or to fight over men. And also in polygamous relationship, you are bound to have large family because one come bímọ lọ́nà. And oftentimes these children are not well looked after because wọ́n ti pọ̀ ju normal lọ. So that is one of the arguments upon which polygamy was made illegal. So when you go into a relationship with another partner that is backed up by law. So for example, you go to court, you do a court marriage, or you go to, even if you do a church wedding and you use any of these established churches where licenses are issued to you, you cannot get married to anybody else without first dissolving that initial marriage that you did. Anything short of that, you are committing a crime that is called bigamy. So bigamy is when a person who is married marries another person. So, and usually when you do that, you don't let your partner know that you are getting married to another person. So this is seen as deceit under the law. And as such, it becomes a crime. I come from a home where, this sort of marriages was conducted by my father. And there's a practice in the church where they have to announce on 3 consecutive Sundays for anyone that knows why that union shouldn't take place to come forward. If you don't follow this procedure or you don't follow this process and you wed 2 people and only to find out that they are probably married somewhere else and they are committing the offense of bigamy, then that priest is also in trouble. So this is the extent to which polygamy was, made difficult for people to engage in. But as you know, with every law, there are loopholes. there are ways in which you can, bend the law to your own favor. So there are people who are married, but they still practice polygamy. And the simplest way in achieving this is to ensure that your first marriage is not a legal one. Tẹ́ bá kàn ti ṣe báyà traditional marriage, ìyẹn ò forbid ẹ láti má fẹ́ lómi. A dẹ̀ ní àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe Lagos marriage. Kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní Lagos marriage? Lagos marriage ni kí àwọn méjì kan máa gbé pọ̀ láì tiẹ̀ mọ ẹbí ara wọn. Wọ́n ti ń dáná fún ilé, ó ti ń fọṣọ fún wọn, wọ́n ti ń kó bàsùn fúnra wọn. Wọn ti ẹ̀dẹ̀ sọ fún ara wọn pé báyà a máa sanwó orí ẹ̀ àbá máa sanwó a máa gbẹ́rù lọ léyìn àbá máa ṣe anytime mo tẹ̀ fẹ́ mọ mọ̀lẹ́bí àbí anything. Just casual, relationship. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ń fọra wọn lẹ́nu. So either of the partners in such a casual relationship can step out and still, go and pick up another, partner, which is what is, very rampant today. Another way in which you can practice polygamy, it's if you engage in what is called polyamory. So this exists where it's like that group marriage where in a relationship gbogbo yín kàn kóra yín síbẹ̀ kàn ń fẹ́ra yín kò sí any structure. Multiple partners. Eléyìí ń fẹ́ eléyìí tó ń fẹ́ yẹn, nìyẹn ń fẹ́ yẹn. Gbogbo yín tẹ́jọ́ wà ní group yẹn ni o, tẹ́jọ́ wà ní bubble yẹn ni o. But no one is actually married to each other. But what exists in such a relationship is that there's openness. So every partner knows when you've moved from this partner you are seeing, you've moved to another one. And that one also knows when you've moved from this one and moved to that other one. And that one knows when you move from that one. So you don't hide nothing. You are as open as a book. Honesty, openness are the two key factors in having a healthy polyamorous relationship. And there's no law that forbids this. Also, you can decide to go and live in countries where polygamy is legal. There are several of those countries in Africa. You have them in mostly Islamic dominated countries, where according to their religious beliefs that the man is allowed to have up to 4 wives. So if you live in any of those countries, no one is going to frown on the kind of the number of partners you pick for yourself. Orí platform ti kún o. Mo kí yín o. Shoops. Ó máa tòjọ́ mẹ́ta, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Mo mọ̀ pé o travel. Ṣé o wà okay? How was your trip? Good to have you back. Bàbá ń sọ fún wọn kó máa gbọ́wọ́ lé bọ́tìn yẹn o. Yes, my sister Adebisi Brown. Good to have you on the show. Thank you for connecting tonight. Yes, my sister Say polygamy has been part of our culture since inception. Most of us are product of polygamous home. Yes, which is absolutely true. Yay! Bàbá nìyẹn, my brother Taiwo Batusin, ẹ kálẹ́ o, ṣé wà pa? Báwo ni evangelism? Good to have you on the show. Mama the mama. Mama the mama. Ẹ kálẹ́, ṣé wà pa? Mama Ladi Yusuf. Good to have you on the show. Thank you for connecting tonight. Hey, my sister, Yetunde Sadiku. Ó mà tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta ẹ kàn dà mí nù. Ẹ kálẹ́ o, ṣé wà pa? Welcome back to the platform. Yay, Mama Miriam Mustafa, ṣé wà pa o? Mo kí yín o. Thank you for connecting tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Santaha Sitosi Jakete. Àwọn òun ni àwọn èdè nìyẹn. Ọmọlá Ọlátúnjí. How are you, my brother? Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn casual workers. Ó ní agbára jù. Justice Funmi Alayo. How you doing, my sister? Great to have you on the show. And my brother, Oluwaseun Michael Adeyan. Bonio. Great to have you all guys on the show. Thank you for always joining me on this platform. Right. So, for as many of you that are just connecting, what I've been trying to do since the start of the show is to, maybe reintroduce this concept of polygamy back to us and try to correct some of the misconceptions that we have. I know the topic is not strange to anyone on this platform, but maybe we have, maybe just some slight misconceptions in certain areas, and that's what I'm trying to shed light on. Now, I said at the start of the show that this is a polarizing issue because you have people who are for this and you have people who are also against it. And when you listen to either side of the argument, they're right. People who are from polygamous home will tell you the kind of unhealthy rivalry that goes on within such family. Even the people that were allowed by their religion to, marry up to 4 wives have a condition attached to it. And the condition is that the man must love all the wives equally. And the question is this possible? Is it possible? And let's go to the other side of the coin. We'll have people who tell you, you know what, that is just the way out. Because variety is the spice of life. Like I always tell people, monogamous marriage is one where you subscribe to a cable service. You're given the box with over 500 channels. You're given the remote. You're paying monthly for the service. But then you are instructed strictly not to watch more than channel 1. That is how best I can describe monogamy. And this is the problem. Because friends will call you and say, níbo ló wà ó wà nílé? Ó wo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Channel 5 ni. Ó lè yí sí. Because wọ́n ti structure ẹ̀ pa. Some have wives that are monitoring them up and down. Some have, husband that the wife will come home, they will be smelling underwear and things like that. It's choking. And that's why some people feel, you know what, this is not natural. Báwo mo ṣe máa rí èèyàn ṣe máa jẹran ẹyọ kan for the rest of his or her life. One should try something else. One should taste something else. And then you also have people would say, you know what, monogamy just favors the women. Because if you want to process divorce, the law will force you to give some of your properties to the woman. People like this will cite examples of, women that today are billionaires, not by working one day of their life, but because through divorce they became billionaires through divorce. You can check them out; they exist. Some of them have gone through 4 or 5 divorce processes, and each time the court award them, a chunk of the man's wealth. They go and marry again, and they divorce. And this is the reason why you see so many wealthy people today. They just have partners, not married partner. The relationship that exists between them is casual, which allows them to see other people they want to see, and also which ensures that their wealth is preserved. And some, if they would get married, they will make their partner sign what is called a prenuptial agreement. And they will insert all kind of conditions in it as it suits them, and as they can, as best protect their own interest. So either side of the argument, people are right. And it's not in my place tonight to say this one is good, that one is bad. I think it's left to individuals to decide what they want to do. I have people who understand themselves, and they know that they cannot be with one woman. They know. I mean, ó dá wọn lójú gbagba that they cannot be with one woman. Now, what I would expect people like that to do is not to get into a legal a legally binded marriage, because this will make things difficult for them. The kind of relationship that they should practice is one that allows them, to change as many partners as they want to. Because you cannot go into a legal marriage and still want to be seeing somebody outside. No, it is wrong. Because every form of marriage comes with conditions. And this condition at the start, you are signing that you agree. So it's a contract. Now you see where this defeats the argument of people saying it's God ordained way of life. No, this is a social construct. This is man-made. And that's why one forfeit, one the punishment is saying. Because number one, it's an unnatural way of life for human. So you're trying to recondition people to live in a certain way. Because polygamy threatens civilization. Monogamy is one that can preserve civilization because it's a compact family. Husband, wife, children. And they can raise the children in a healthy manner such that when they get into the society, they can function. They know how to relate with other people, values, the right kind of values have been passed into them. And when they go into the society, they are not misfit. But polygamy, on the other hand, it's easy to lose control. It's easy to show favoritism. It's easy to neglect your partners or children. And when people from this kind of setting are pushed into the society, they will damage the society. This is what the social engineers of those days thought about before introducing this concept. And in order to enforce it, they had to, back it by law and make polygamy to be illegal. So today we have people who they got married because they want to satisfy um, the society. They want to be um, seen as responsible. They've packaged in such a way that if you do not do this type of marriage, not do this type of marriage, the society don't recognize you. You're not given the kind of respect you deserve. Your status is still um, is still not given accreditation and stuff like that. So people just to satisfy those conditions and be seen as a responsible part of a society would push themselves into that trap, knowing fully well that they cannot abide by the conditions therein. So when they're in it, they know they cannot openly pick another partner. So what do? They start having side hen, side chick. One side chick is not enough. They pick another one. Before you know it, they are now running a side poultry. So, but openly they can't do this because the law forbids them. And from the onset, they know themselves. Rather than create a kind of life that will permit them to run things the way that it suits them. No, they still want to be seen as a responsible part of a society. Les Latins, you are either here or there, and you can't eat your cake and have it. So, wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa gbéṣẹ́ níta. Same thing pẹ̀lú àwọn obìnrin náà because kò fi sí side kan. the wrong impression we have is this: that it's only men that are attracted or that desire to have multiple partners. That is very wrong. Very, very, very wrong. You see, it's a human thing. It's not gender specific. Ọkùnrin ní feelings, obìnrin ní feelings. Women on this platform will agree with me that wọ́n bá respect wọn gbà mí gan, ara wọn gan máa nà. Wọ́n bá yẹn pé ọmọ ló tẹ́rẹ́, ọmọ ló gbẹ báyìí. Ẹwẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n á ti fojú gan, wọ́n á ti fojú nà gan. Wọ́n á ti fojú bá sùn gan, wọ́n á ti gauge ẹ̀, wọ́n á ti weigh, wọ́n á ti ṣe everything. They do it the same way the men feel. It's the same way women feel too. But hardly would you see women talk about these feelings openly in the society because they will be slut shamed. Aṣẹ́wó ni oníṣekúṣe. So because of that, wọ́n ń gbé sábẹ́. Wọ́n ní sọ síta. Ìtó wà pronounced òun ni títọkùnrin. And as such, you think it's only men that wants to have multiple partners. No. Obìnrin náà fẹ́. Some women are even tired of, the kind of sex experience that they're having in their relationship. They want to try something else. Their husband is boring, it's just one style. Do this one, do that one. I'm going to go to 1 Peter, I'm going to go to Galatians. So they want to try something else. Our boys come there one time be our Peckham boys. I'm a Woolwich. Wọ́n bá gbá ìyàwó ẹ̀ mú tí wọ́n bá nà lẹ́ẹ̀kan fún ẹ. Àwọn ń fojú àánú náà yan o. Tó bá nà lẹ́ẹ̀kan, òun gan ò ní padà wálé. Tó bá ti jáde lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ó ti lọ. Tó bá ti jáde lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ó ti lọ nìyẹn. Because n tí wọ́n ra ń yọ ṣe ṣúkẹ́. Àwọn máa gbé gbóná lẹ́ẹ̀kan fún ni. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti dán wò lẹ́ẹ̀kan báyìí gbàgbé, kò ní padà wá mọ́ o. Ó lọ nìyẹn. Wọ́n á gbé débẹ̀ ni, wọ́n á gbé tàbáyé. Ibi nǹkan tí wọ́n ń yọ ṣe tóun ọtí ń ṣe gan à ń gbé à ń ṣe oúnjẹ ni. Àwọn boys kan wà ń ta, àwọn wọn ò níṣẹ́ o, wọn ò níwèé tó wá fi ṣiṣẹ́ gan. Àwọn obìnrin tó ń sáfíìsì yẹn, àwọn ló ń tọ́jú wọn. Àwọn ló ń raṣọ sí wọn lọ́rùn, àwọn ló ń fún wọn lówó ogbó, àwọn ló ń ra bàtà sí wọn lọ́rùn. Báwọn ṣe ń gbáyé nìyẹn. But you would not see women openly display this or openly talk about it like the men will do, because the society, will easily label them as sluts, as alágbèrè, as aláṣẹ́wó. So, but takọtabo ló ń ṣe o. Go to some countries like Kenya, Uganda. I think it's not out of place to find women who are married to more than one husband. Wọ́n dẹ̀ fi pamọ́. Wọ́n fi hàn gbangba. At least mo ti rí kan rí. Màmá yẹn ó dà pé ọkọ mẹ́rin ló ní, yes. Ọkọ mẹ́rin ló ní. You know? Ó dẹ̀ ń ṣe ìyàwó lórí gbogbo wọn. But come to a country like Nigeria, you won't find that. Ṣùgbọ́n a rí obìnrin náà tó ní ju ọkọ ẹyọ kan lọ, or tó ní ju gbémidébẹ̀ kan lọ. So my sister says, shall we say some women exercise or have self-control? No. Because there are men also that can control themselves. It's not all men that are loose. But what I'm saying is, it's human nature. Even look at it from the point where you even want to engage in a relationship. The society expect wípé ọkùnrin ni kó make a move. Òun ni kó ask obìnrin out. I totally disagree with this. I totally disagree with it. Because women have feelings too. And they should be able to express their feelings. And I respect so much women who sees what they like and they open their mouth to talk about it. Whereas some men will look at some of these women and say, oh, I don't like him. No, I think that is immature. If you think that way, you're not mature. You must recognize that humans have feelings, regardless of gender. We have feelings. And it's wrong to suppress some people's feelings and say, express it. No, it's wrong. The same way a man will see a woman that, is attracted to, it's the same way a woman should see a man that she's attracted to and step forward and, talk to the man. This social barrier that prevents women from expressing themselves has made so many people to lose, their rightful partners. Because at the end of the day, obìnrin á máa wò ó pé mo dẹ̀ láì bọ̀bọ̀ yìí, ó máa ń wò mí, ó yẹ kó náà lè wá, ó yẹ kó lè sọ̀rọ̀ náà, ó yẹ kó lè sọ̀rọ̀, á máa kí, á máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀, á máa fojú sọ fara sọ. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni tí bí ò tiẹ̀ wò ó máa ń pé mi má jẹ́ lọ bá kó lọ sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi, kó lọ rúdù sí mi. Àìwò mi ò ráyè kíní. Sàmì méjì á máa wòra wọn títí tí wọ́n á fi lọ settle fún ẹni tí wọ́n fẹ́. But I don't believe to this school of thought. I strongly believe that anyone should be able to express their feelings. Humans have feelings regardless of gender, and we should be able to respect our feelings. This isn't gender-based. Absolutely, yeah, bitch. I totally support your view. And I'm encouraging women to step out and express themselves. Don't be boxed by the society. Àwọn kan ló ṣòfin yẹn. It's not right as far as I'm concerned. If you want something, you go for it. My brother said, but our culture doesn't believe in a woman wooing a man. Yes, that is what we were made to believe. But in reality, it's It's nonsense to me. It's nonsense to me. You know? And that's why we have so many people um, are living hypocritical lives. You know? Wọ́n á máa yọ nǹkan ṣe lẹ́yìn instead kan jáde sí gbangba and own up things with their full chest. Right. So, my sister, are you still talking about married people? Right. I only mentioned how the society has tried to put people in boxes that they don't fit in. So I decided to mention, things that even happened before people get into marriage. That's why I cited that example of, the society or culture forbidding a woman stepping out to say, "Hey, guy, I like you." No. And even many men were not raised right till they got to full maturity to understand that, there's nothing wrong in that. We live by all this duty ọkùnrin ni láti lọ bá sọ̀rọ̀. Tí ò bá wá bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ tó wá pé mo lọ bá sọ̀rọ̀, ó máa rò pé mo cheap ni. Wọ́n á máa bẹ́ẹ̀ lómi sọ̀rọ̀ gan ọdún mẹ́ta, ọdún mẹ́rin, á sì máa ní màmá rò. Kí ló ń rò? Orí ẹ kú ni. Kí lẹ̀ ń fọdún mẹ́rin rò? Ajé kò gbà ni kó kù kẹ́ ṣíra yín lẹ̀ kó jẹ́ kí wọ́n wo bòmíì. Ẹ wá ń ṣe anniversary toasting, ó sì ń toast ọdún kan, ọdún méjì. Ọkùnrin tó bá ń ṣe yẹn gan kò níṣẹ́, òkú ẹ̀dá ni. Ọdún mẹ́rin lé èèyàn kan kiri nítorí kíni? Àwọn obìnrin náà máa sọ pé the longer tó bá fi ṣakọ sí ló ṣe máa mọ iyì ẹ o. But the longer ni o, má tètè gbà fún lẹ́rọ̀ o. Máa kájúlẹ̀ fún, má gbà fún o. Jẹ́ kó mọ iyì ẹ, jẹ́ kó sweat, má jẹ́ kó rí ẹ cheap. Gbogbo kíní ẹ kò necessary. Kò necessary, gbogbo àwọn ìwà pálapàla yẹn kò necessary. But now, moving to marriage itself. Before you commit to anyone, do you know yourself? Do you understand what the monogamy form of marriage entails? You will be with that person for the rest of your life. That person will be the first person you will see when you wake up tó bá lajú báyìí. Tó bá dẹ̀ tún máa sùn kó tó dijú, òun náà last person tí wàá tún rí. Is that the kind of life for you? And if it is, and you understand the gravity of what is involved, then I don't think you just wake up and pick anybody. This is where you have to pick somebody that, number one, you're attracted to. Somebody that fits your taste. Everybody ló ní taste. Má kó orúkọ lọ fún pásítọ̀ kan. Nínú orúkọ yẹn tó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé Ìyábọ̀ wà níbẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé kò carry too much níwájú. Ìwọ dẹ̀ rí o like kí kó jẹ́ pé kéèyàn di ẹrù síwájú gan. Ó tún di sẹ́yìn náà. Àti wá gbé fún pásítọ̀ tán. Pásítọ̀ kan díjú kan là kan olùgbàdúrà fọmọ ẹran kan bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìyábọ̀ ń pásítọ̀ mu. Tí pásítọ̀ dẹ̀ ti mú Ìyábọ̀ tó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé nǹkan tí pásítọ̀ bá sọ ló máa tẹ̀lé. Everyday tó bá rí Ìyábọ̀ àwọn ọ̀wá ẹ̀ kò kàn ní wù ẹ́ because Ìyábọ̀ ò lẹ́rù àyà, kò lẹ́rù ẹ̀yìn. Ìyábọ̀ ò kárì. Ìwọ dẹ̀ fẹ́ tó kárì. I'm telling you, wàá kàn tó bá struggle fún 3 years nínú marriage yẹn pé o dúró ti Ìyábọ̀ gan o strong ni tó bá fi ń di 3rd year go and ask people who are married. Marriage is just is one boring thing. And then láti máa spice all the time. Wọ́n máa fi di 3rd year. My friend, wàá ti máa wá ọmọ tó ní bọ̀bì kiri. Wàá ti máa wá ọmọ tó dì sẹ́yìn kiri. Because Ìyábọ̀ is not just your spec. Ó kàn gbà nítorí pásítọ̀ sọ pé òun ló dáa ju gbogbo àwọn wèrè ẹ̀ta sí mi orúkọ tó kọjọ ni. So àwo èèyàn kan ń biṣẹ́ ẹ̀. Ìyẹn pé tó bá ń gbé fáìlì lọ tó ń gbé fáìlì padà báyìí ṣe gbogbo àwọn gbogbo ẹ̀yìn a máa gbọ̀n bí ìgbà tó bá ń lu ṣẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ ni. Báwo tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ níwájú tébù ẹ̀ ní ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì kan tó ti rí pé ó tún wa lẹ̀kẹ̀ sídìí. Wàá bá sọ pé mo máa ń gbọ́ ṣẹ̀kẹ̀ náà ó mọ ibi tí ṣẹ̀kẹ̀ ti ń dún ó ti rí nísìn. So bó ṣe ń rìn yẹn tí gbogbo bèbè yẹn ń gbọ̀n òun ló dàbí pé wọ́n ń lu ṣẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn. Orí àwa tanná lẹ̀ pé nǹkan tí mò ń sọ lélẹ̀ nǹkan tí mò ń sọ náà lélẹ̀ wàá máa rí Ìyábọ̀ ló wàá máa sọ fún pé can't you put on weight tó ti ẹ̀jọ̀ ìyàwó ilé gan ó ti ẹ̀jọ̀ married woman ó ti ẹ̀jọ̀ married woman kí báwo married woman ṣe ń lù. Before you know it legal marriage ló ṣe o mọ̀ pé òkàn lè jíjọ́ kan kó sọ fún Ìyábọ̀ pé o fẹ́ fẹ́ ìyàwó kejì kò ní work o dẹ̀ fẹ́ divorce tí wọ́n máa bá yẹ jẹ́ ń gbòòrò so wàá wá máa kọ́ tiṣẹ́ níta. Bó ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ rí that's one part. This is for people who didn't choose well, people who didn't know themselves, people who were not true to themselves. Àwọn kan wà wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn loose. Wọ́n wá sọ pé tí n bá ti marry mo máa serious. No, o lè serious tó bá ti marry. Because o rò pé marriage kan jẹ́ magic wand kan tó máa cut excess life tó ń gbé yẹn. No, ìwọ fúnra rẹ ló máa work on yourself. If you can't do that, then there's no point getting into marriage because you can't stay in that monogamous marriage. Ó bá gbọ́mọ ọ̀dọ̀ wàá fọ́ lẹ́nu. Ìyàwó ọ̀rẹ́ wàá fọ́ lẹ́nu. Àbí ìyàwó ọ̀rẹ́ wàá fọ́ lẹ́nu. Ọ̀rẹ́ ìyàwó ẹ̀ wàá fọ́ lẹ́nu. Mọ̀mọ́ ìyàwó ẹ̀ wàá fọ́ lẹ́nu. Wàá fọ́ anybody tó bá rí inú family wọn lẹ́nu. Because that is who you are. But you are not true to yourself. You're not true or you don't have the full understanding of the requirement of what you are going into. So in the first place, either you don't even get married at all and just come out freelance. Come out freelance. Or hold on until you are capable of maintaining the relationship. Because ìdí kan ò lè ká ẹ lẹ́nu. That's just it. Ìdí kan ò lè ká ẹ lẹ́nu. Let me check some of the comment. My brother says, do we stay traditional or embrace Western culture? My brother, I want us to I want us to not box these things into this or that. What I want us to have is a holistic understanding of this whole concept. So, for example, now, if you say, do we stay traditional and embrace Western culture? Okay, you were raised in one environment that certain things are permitted or not permittable, and then, or permissible, sorry, and then you move to where you are living now in the Western world. So what do you do? And what is traditional? What is Western? Because last week on the show, I explained to you the Yoruba traditional family institution. But táwọn òyìnbó máa dé, wọ́n ti rí nípa ní set up. Yẹ pé from láti lé and kó ẹ̀ṣọ́ dáadáa lọ síta. Àwọn kọ́ ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá kọ́ wa. And this is what the social engineers are trying to build into the society as well. So when you say traditional Western, the whole idea is to preserve civilization. So anything that threatens civilization, anything that threatens peaceful coexistence between people in the society will be frowned upon. So it's either you do it secretly or you carve your own life out of that social construct. So, which is why we have polyamorous relationship prevalent among the youth today. And many more are springing up because today we have people who are changing their pronouns she and her and things like that. Àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ he and she mọ̀ wọ́n ti ń jẹ́ they, èèyàn kan ti ń jẹ́ they nísìn. So, which means technically they are saying they don't have a specific gender. They can assume any gender they want at any time. They are fluid. So, in essence, such a person can wake up tomorrow and say, I want to start dating a woman. A lady can say, I want to start dating a woman, and tomorrow, that same lady can say, I want to start dating a man. That is in place today. And society is doing everything possible to, bring them in. So when we go the traditional way, that does not come into the list that you would have. You only have monogamy and you have polygamy. Under polygamy, you have polygyny and what's that other one? You have polygyny and you have I'm trying to remember the other one. Polyandry, yes. Right? So, but today we are having new structures springing up. Recently we had an Olympic swimmer who, when he was a male, was 450 something ranking in the world. And then after, changing sex, becoming a transgender woman, competed in the swimming. And she became first. And everybody went crazy. That no, this isn't right. Because there are other advantages that this person has by their natural that they carry in their natural gene that will still make them function beyond just changing, their pronouns or changing their genitals. So all these things are still being looked at. And the society is trying to accommodate everybody to see that nobody's left out, to see that people become whatever they want to be. They're gradually introducing this into the schools, putting into their um, curriculum, and teaching it to the children already. They're introducing, getting rid of um, gender toilet and having just one, toilet area. They're moving towards not saying male lomo, female lomo. They're leaving those things out. So tí gbogbo àwọn kìíní bá jókòó dáadáa tán, it will bring in another form of relationship, which already it's in place. Èmi ti ń rí. And there are some stories you will hear. Ó wà messy gan. I mean, to our own understanding, but ní àárín àwọn tí ó ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀, it's normal. You know? So we have culture mixed with religion, where one culture says, no, you only have one wife. But within that same culture, their religion says you can have more than one wife. So it's all crazy. And that's why I say this should be left to individuals to design their own life. But understand that all these things exist so that you don't hurt the other person. So when you are in a monogamous relationship that requires you to stay with that person for the rest of your life, and then you are cutting work outside, you are eating another work outside, what you're doing is you're hurting this other person. Iṣẹ́ tó lọ cut ń ta yẹn, o mọ nǹkan tó lè gbé wálé fún ẹni náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí àrùn tó lè fi pa lára. O mọ oríṣiríṣi danger tí wọn náà lè put ara ẹ sí, or risk tó lè fi ra ẹ sí, tó dẹ̀ pé consequence ẹ̀ ó máa affect the other person. Today we have so many married men tó máa láwọn ò marry. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ ṣe marriage ń bò mí. Ìmí ọjọ́ a day to marry ló máa ń tètè mọ̀ pé àṣẹ́ni ti bímọ mẹ́ta mẹ́rin. Ìmí ìgbà tí fọ́tò ẹ̀ bá dórí social media ló máa sọ pé you marry that man? Pé how? He don divorce him wife, why he's not married? He's not married, how? I know the wife now. Na me dey make hair for the wife and the pikin. Get two girl now. Even the wife sef get belle. E get belle now. And he get two wife. He get two girls, beautiful girls. Wọ́n á máa describe family ẹni yẹn fún ẹ. Why do we do this to ourselves? So this has nothing to do with traditional or Western culture. I want us to focus on the purpose why these things are in existence, which is to ensure order, to preserve civilization, to ensure that we live in peace and harmony with ourselves and don't hurt the other person. Ẹ wo gba àwọn ọmọ 1 million kids 17 tambolo kìíní àwọn ọmọ tó wà ń gbòòrò yẹn sìn. Many of them are from polygamous homes. Táwọn tó wọ́n kàn àwọn ọkùnrin yẹn kàn fáwọn obìnrin lóyún náà wọ́n kàn bímọ lọ yánmayànmá. Wọn ò dẹ̀ look after kankan nù wọn. Now look at what is prevalent amongst our so-called celebrities in Nigeria now, especially people in the entertainment industry. Look at the kind of relationship they are having these days. How many of them can you count that got married? No. Wọ́n kàn ń bímọ ni. Wọ́n tẹ̀ wá tún fi ṣe ẹyọ kan. Wọ́n kàn ń bí ọ ni. Ọmọ kan, ìyá kan, ọmọ kan, ìyá kan, ọmọ kan, ìyá kan. Wọ́n kàn ń gbé bọ̀ wọ́n lẹ́yìn káàkiri ni. Now, this you can't entirely blame this artist because in their line of work, ladies throw themselves at them. They are stars. They have all kinds of people flock around them. And many of them are not that, disciplined. They don't have self-control. Half of the time, they are under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Wọn ò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. And then we have this group of fans called groupies. These are women that will do everything possible, to associate with stars. They throw themselves as stars. They want to be known with them. They subject themselves to any form of dehumanizing treatment just to be seen with stars. So àwọn eléyìí ló máa ń lóyún easily fún wọn. Nǹkan tó bá kàn tẹ̀ ó bá ya fọ́tò lásán máa ń pé okay come to my room wọ́n máa lọ ni. Wọ́n á lọ wọn ní wọ pátá lọ ni so easily ni wọ́n máa na àwọn ọmọ yẹn mọ́lẹ̀. Ní garọ́ dẹ̀ làwọn people yìí ní garọ́ ni no protection nothing. Mobile disease ni wọ́n bọ́n ṣe wà wọ́n máa ń gbé àrùn kiri ni. Don't watch all their glossy pictures and all these things. Mobile disease ni wọ́n. So wọ́n á fún yẹn lóyún wọ́n á tún bọ́ sílùú mi lọ ṣe show. Groupie mìíràn náà tún wá wọ́n á tún dáàbò. Before you know it, wọ́n ti bímọ kiri ìlú mẹ́ta ìlú mẹ́rin. Wọn ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ kankan nù wọn. Wọn ò dẹ̀ wà available fún kankan nù wọn. And guess what? It's becoming a norm. Because they are stars that people we love. We don't talk about what they do. And for those who try to do, they have a mob that always, fight for them. They will tell you, what's your business? He has money to look after them. And he's rich enough. He can do whatever I want. He's an adult. No. We said it last week, it's not all about money. You need more than money to raise a family. You need more than money to raise healthy children. You need more than money to raise adults that will be useful in the society. You need to be physically present. You need to be emotionally present. You need to be spiritually present. So what I find around is that we don't even know what we're doing. We don't know what we're getting ourselves into. We have no idea what the demands that each of these things places on us. A kàn ṣe nǹkan bó ṣe wù wá ni. No wonder we have so much chaos in the society today. No wonder we have so much chaos in the society today. No wonder everything is just all over the place. Because generations after generations are passing less and less power and wisdom to the next generation. Discussions like this no longer exist that would enlighten people, that will let people know why these things exist. Even if they will talk to you about what we're saying tonight, they will either attach it to religion or attach it to threat, attach it to command and say mo ń pa láṣẹ bí bàbá ẹ ni otherwise máa kọ́ ẹ lọ́mọ. You don't raise people like that. You don't raise people by threat. Religion just raise people by fear, and that's why they breed hypocrites. We have people within the church setting that even have more than a partner. Yet they preach that their God doesn't support this and that. But they still do it as long as nobody catches them. No, we need to live an open life. And we can only do this when we have understanding of all these things, why they exist. They're not put in place to make our lives uptight. And they're not put in place such that you can't live if you don't abide by them. I mean, before you break a law, you must first understand that law. For example, look at bàbá tó ní Microsoft nígbà tí wọ́n ló divorce ìyàwó ẹ̀. Gbogbo èèyàn pariwo, hey, that marriage, àwọn kan sọ my marriage shall work. Why would they do? Wọ́n kàn sọ jargons oríṣiríṣi jargons lẹ́nu. Because it shows the way we were raised. It shows the limit of our thought. It shows what we know. The people I spoke with around that time, I just asked them questions. But láti ìpìlẹ̀, do you even know the relationship that exists or the agreement that exists between these couples? Do you know? Because láàrin àwọn olówó yẹn gbogbo nǹkan tó máa àwọn nímọ̀ àwa làwa ò nímọ̀. Gbogbo government policies, gbogbo òfin, everything that exists, they understand why they exist and they know the loopholes. Because they spend money, they spend time, they do everything required to educate themselves. That's why they are up there and we are where we are. Láti ìpìlẹ̀ ni bàbá yẹn ti ní agreement tó mú ìyàwó ẹ̀ sign wípé òun sì máa rí girlfriend òun. So gbogbo bọ́n ṣe marry yẹn every year ló sì máa ń lọ ní holiday pẹ̀lú girlfriend yẹn. Kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ yẹn ṣùgbọ́n wà nínú agreement. Now àwọn méjèèjì ti dé the peak of their career in life. Wọ́n ti bímọ, ọmọ ti dàgbà, wọ́n ti kúrò nílé. Interest wọn ti yàtọ̀, ọ̀tọ̀ ní nǹkan bàbá yẹn fẹ́ máa ṣe é, ó kàn fẹ́ máa travel káàkiri, máa pa ẹ̀fọn, máa pa malaria, máa pa gbogbo nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ló fẹ́ máa ṣe. Instead tí wọ́n kàn dẹ̀ fi wà papọ̀ ṣe máa nira wọn lára, máa ṣe everything. They just have to okay, let's bring this agreement to an end. Ìjà kọ́, àwa ìta wà ń sàlẹ̀ náà la máa ń divorce tí a máa wò pé kó kú dànù. Ẹ máa divorce ẹ̀ níjó rọmọ ẹ, gbogbo nǹkan wa a máa ṣe bàjẹ́ because we lack knowledge. We lack knowledge. We lack knowledge. And for policy, anything, because we were not taught right, we were not raised right. Irọ́ ni wọ́n fi pilẹ̀ gbogbo nǹkan tó kọ́ wa. Brainwashing gbogbo ẹ̀. And that's why it's hard at adulthood. A ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń túnra wa kọ́. And many people still struggle with this kind of teachings we're having because wọ́n bá ń pẹ́ báwo la ṣe wá máa tún gbélé ilé báyìí? Ṣé irọ́ náà tún lè lé báyìí? And then wọ́n máa gbé ewu ń ká wá gbàgbọ́ báyìí. That's what some people are dealing with. It's not like they're not convinced that thing is false, but they've been holding on to it for too long that they assume that, yes, it can't be a lie. But regardless of how long you hold on to a lie, it's a lie. Regardless of how many people are practicing the lie is a lie. It won't suddenly become the truth. And we can't live like this and still pass on this redundant knowledge to the generation coming. Already, already by. Wọ́n ti yapa already. Wọ́n ti yapa already. Ẹ wo bàbá kejì náà tó ní Amazon. Àwọn àti madam náà pín. Immediately láti gbọ́ pé madam ti lọ fẹ́ school teacher ibi tí school tọmọ wọn lọ. Bàbá ò fẹ́ èèyàn kankan ṣùgbọ́n òun jayé ń tiẹ̀ kiri yẹn. A máa ń rí fọ́tò káàkiri gbogbo pé máa wà lórí yacht àti gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́ra wọn bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n ti wò ó pé kò sí nǹkan máa kàn àwọn kan máa nira wọn lára ni. Àwọn fẹ́ try nǹkan míì. Àwọn ò gbádùn ara wọn mọ́. Àmọ́ tó lọ fẹ́ teacher sharp yẹn. Ṣé rò pé ńgbà tó ń break up yẹn ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rí teacher yẹn ni? That tells you pé nǹkan ti ń lọ lábẹ́lẹ̀ already. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa máa wawọ́ mọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ ni. Just because we want to preserve that title of happily married. But wọ́n wà happily married. Because wọ́n cut iṣẹ́ ń tà. Bàtẹ́lómi bá kú tán níbi tó ti ń sìnkú ẹ̀ ni wọ́n á ti máa tira wọn sínú kòtò. Nígbà tán bá ní kákọ̀bí wá bu yẹ̀pẹ̀ sójú òkú ìgbà yẹn lèèyàn kan máa já wọn pé wọ́n first born ni ó ṣe èrè ń bo lẹ́yìn ti wá. Wọ́n á ní ìgbà yẹn wọ́n á ti máa introduce first wife sí etí ìbòjì òkú. Wọ́n á ti máa introduce first wife sí ẹni tó rò pé òun ni first wife. This is a life of deceit we are living. Because people just want to, be seen in the good light by the society. But at the end of the day, it's not the kind of lifestyle that they can manage. Ẹ gbọ́ àwọn bàbá wa ayé àtijọ́ yẹn. Traditional marriage ló máa ṣe. Because traditional marriage gangan ni marriage. And what is marriage itself? Or what is the marriage ceremony or process? What should it involve? It should involve the consent of both parents, one. It should involve exchange of bride price or groom price, depending on culture. Torí ní àwọn ibìkan ní Ghana, ìyàwó ló ń sanwó orí fáwọn ẹbí ọkọ. So culture by culture ni. And then the third thing is element of prayer. Kò bá jẹ́ òbí yẹn ló ṣàdúrà, kò bá jẹ́ wọ́n pa láàfáà, kò bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n pe kíní, kò bá jẹ́ àdúrà ìbílẹ̀ náà lọ́dẹ̀ ṣe. Those are the three things that are involved. Tẹ́ bá ti ṣe nǹkan mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yẹn, ẹ ti ṣègbéyàwó nìyẹn. But àwọn kan sọ pé tọ́n bá ti ṣe white wedding yẹn, kàn ṣe gbá kàn ṣà wọn tí ì marry. Náà tó bá ti wá ṣe yẹn, tẹ́ lọ sí Ìkòyí registry tẹ́ fi signboard yẹn ya fọ́tò tán gbé certificate lé yín lọ́wọ́. Ìgbà yẹn ni á wá tó lẹ́yìn ọdún mẹ́ta wá sọ wípé o fẹ́ fẹ́ ìyàwó kejì. Ó ṣí èrè ni. Ó ti wọ trap, ó ti wọ páńpẹ́ already. Ó ti wọ páńpẹ́. So you either not live that life, you either not go on that path, because this is where it will lead you. You will have to abide by the conditions. But when you choose the path of polygamy, you do not do legal marriage. And it is ideal, it is necessary that you inform the partner you are getting married to wípé dear, mi ò ń ṣoníyàwó kan o. Mo máa fẹ́ ẹlòmíì lé ẹ o. Kì í ṣe nígbà tó o fẹ́ tán láàrin marriage yín ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ń sọ pé o fẹ́ fẹ́ ìyàwó kejì. No, tó bá ti sọ níbẹ̀rẹ̀, tó bá agree, then there won't be there won't be any issue along the line, because wàá rán létí pé mo sọ fún ẹ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ ló tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn. But you don't deceive somebody into a relationship with you when you have a hidden agenda. You have to be open. Láti ilẹ̀ ń sọ fún gbà mo máa fẹ́ tó mẹ́rin o. Màá fẹ́ tó mẹ́rin. Tèmi rò pé ẹyọ kan lè ká mi lẹ́nu. And to be honest, let's look at it. Human needs are many. And it's unrealistic that we are expecting one particular individual to fulfill all the needs. So, for example, you have emotional need, you have sexual need, you have social need, you have financial need, you have intellectual needs. There's no way one person can fulfill all these needs. So what we do essentially is maybe we just pick a partner based on the things that matters to us the most, and then we just gbójúmbẹ̀. So for example, nínú life bàbá tó ní Microsoft yẹn sì, tí mo gbọ́ pé girlfriend yẹn náà tech guru ni, so lè jẹ́ pé nítorí báyà intellectual need nìkan ló torí ẹ̀ kíìpù madam yẹn. Ó lè má jẹ́ pé báyà wọ́n ń fọ́ra wọn lẹ́nu gan, wọ́n dẹ̀ máa fọ́ra wọn lẹ́nu, but they are on the same wavelength. Ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ìyẹn ò ní lámójútó lé, ṣùgbọ́n ó lọ́pọlọ, so that tá bá ti ń discuss àjọ wà ní the same wavelength. Ṣùgbọ́n èyí tó fẹ́ sílé, ìyẹn lè tọ́jú ilé, and ó dẹ̀ tún dá láwọn nǹkan míì. Mo kàn wá assume ni, because every year ló máa ń lọ away on a retreat on a boat. Wọn àti ẹnìkan ni. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé conversation wọn, torí èdè wọn máa yéra, tech guru làwọn méjèèjì. So many people are involved, or they are engaged with partners that eléyìí á máa wí eléyìí, tọ̀hún á máa wí tọ̀hún. Eléyìí fẹ́ jáde, tọ̀hún sọ pé no, òun ṣe jáde, ó fẹ́ wà nílé. Eléyìí ní high sex libido, tọ̀hún yẹn tó bá kàn ti oṣù mẹ́rin gan, ó lè má dòkó, ó lè má dòbò. Ẹ máa ní problem. So people will want to step out of that relationship to fulfill these needs. And that is why people have multiple partners. I watched a video on social media of a lady that has, they were asking her how many husbands, if she has one partner or whatever. And she mentioned that she had like four partners. And people are like, what? And then she explained why she has to keep 4 people. That if she wants to go out and this one says she's not going out, blah, 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 he will call the next person. He knows the person that likes to go out. Ìyẹn ló ń keep social life active. Ìyẹn ló ń meet his social needs ẹ̀. Ó mọ̀ kan tó jẹ́ pé ìyẹn máa fọ́hùn lẹ́nu yánmayànmá, ó máa ṣe òun játijàti ni. Ìyẹn ló máa lọ bá ńgbà tó bá nídìí. Ó mọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ó níṣu lọ́wọ́ tó lè ra gbogbo àwọn designer whatever fún. And she's happy. But that is one person out of multitudes. One person out of multitude that can live this kind, that can choose this kind of life and own it with her full chest. She's a black woman. She's in America. Mo máa yòókù, wọ́n máa ṣe lábẹ́lẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n máa gbé lábẹ́lẹ̀ ni. There are so many homes today that, happy home yẹn front ni wọ́n fi ṣe. For people to respect them, society to respect them in church, to respect them, among their friends and things like that. Òun ló fi ṣe. But internally, open marriage ni wọ́n ní. Wọ́n ti decide láàrin àwọn pé wá dùnnú ẹ lọ bòmí o, mà wá dùnnú mi lọ bòmí o. A kàn máa padà wálé láti tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ, and then image wa depend lórí, happily married. So ìyàwó ń kọ́ ti iṣẹ́ ń bòmí, ọkọ ń kọ́ ti iṣẹ́ ń bòmí, but wọ́n ń padà wálé, wọ́n ń gbé abẹ́ òrùlé kan náà. Ọlọ́run bá dẹ̀ sọ pé kó yọ náà, wọ́n á tún fọ́ ara lẹ́nu lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan tó bá yọ, but ìyẹn ò ń ṣe priority láàrin wọn mọ́. Just to run the bill, to run the home, to look after the kid. But ajá àgbòrò làwọn méjèèjì. It exists, but kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀. So the kind of situation that came up, was it this week, of one, artist in Nigeria that just, stepped forward to say, he has another wife and kids and stuff like that. Irú yẹn sìn, the way I read the story and everything, ó yíwọ́ kó dẹ̀ tó di scandal ló fi jáde tó wá fẹnu ara ẹ̀ sọ. Because when you fail, when you mess up, and you say it with your own mouth, ìyẹn ò ń ṣe scandal mọ́. They'll just judge you mistakenly or whatever thing like that, and people will move on. But tó bò, tó wá gbọ́, tó wá bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ, ìyẹn ni scandal. So he came out kó tó di scandal, because I think some people have, gotten wind of the whole story, and he came out to just say by himself. So kò ń ṣe scandal mọ́, táwọn èèyàn wá ń dì pẹ̀lú nísìnyí pé ìyàwó tó ti wà pẹ̀lú ẹ ti pẹ́ ló wá fẹ́rẹ̀ lẹ́dẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀. And from then on, we just started noticing pé ọmọ kò tẹ́ ń ṣe ẹyọ kan gan. The guy had just been cutting, just been chopping different works. So the question is, látilẹ̀, why tí ò ti máa rìn ọ̀nà yẹn kó ti jẹ́ freelance? So until we have a different attitude to the way we view marriage and view all these other concepts, we will continue to get it wrong. As long as we wrap everything with theology and fear of heaven and reward of heaven and fear of hell, we will continue to live hypocritical lives. We have to know that all these òfin and designs and all these things, they are man-made, And they are created for our own use on this earth. Because today, many people are utterly useless and heavenly conscious. Dẹ̀ mọ ibi tẹ́ ń lọ gan. Mọ̀ báyá those places gan exist. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀ tí ẹ̀ gbé ayé gan. Ayé tẹ́ ẹ rí gan gbé dáadáa. Ayé tẹ́ ẹ rí gbé dáadáa. Also, couples must be matured enough and open, honest line of communication among themselves. Because another problem is, people are so uptight within their relationship that they can't have certain conversations. Either one person wants to have it, the other person is not listening, the other person is just dogmatic, and so there's no communication. And that person, I'll go and live my life there. So ẹ láti lè sọ̀rọ̀, kò sọ̀rọ̀ tó wúwo. Ẹ láti lè sọ, ẹ láti lè communicate, ẹ láti lè gbé ọ̀rọ̀ ká, ẹ láti lè discuss gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń discuss yìí. Ẹ láti lè discuss. Ẹ láti lè discuss. This is when you can have an honest and transparent relationship. Bàdà tẹ́ máa fi máa ṣọ́ra yín lọ́wọ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ káàkiri, máa gbóòórùn ìdí ara yín, máa pera yín pé ṣé o ti tò kúrò níbi iṣẹ́ náà, ṣé o ti ṣe gbá nǹkan mẹ́rin. After tẹ́ máa ṣe gbogbo yẹn, why can't you just be open and honest to yourself? Why can't you be open and honest to yourself? Why can't you be matured and talk? Today we have all kinds of things happening, in relationships. Some people want cheat, want to explore sexual fantasy one. Because everybody has sexual fantasies. You can be suppressing your own, but everybody lonely. So it's a valid feeling. But many people cannot express it in the relationship. No wa. Ṣé ẹni tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n marry ẹ̀ gan kò tí ì túraká, ṣé òun ló fẹ́ sọ fún pé kó wá fún ẹ ní head. Ẹni tó tí ì lè bá sùn gan. I had a story of a newlywed couple years back in Ibadan. Ẹ̀sùn làwọn méjèèjì. Brother and sister gan ló máa ń pera wọn, ọkọ àti ìyàwó. Tí wọ́n marry tán, tẹ́gbọ̀n bá dẹ̀ ti ní ó yá àǹtí ká dára wa dùbúlẹ̀, àǹtí àwọn máa kó to First Peter ni. A máa kó to letter of Paul to the Galatians ni. Ẹ̀gbọ́n àwọn máa wá pé kí ló ń happen gan? We are married. Gbogbo First Peter yìí ò wà nídìí ẹ̀ mọ̀. Àǹtí ò gbé ìdílé o. And so one day ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn kàn wọ yàrá kan, ó wọ yàrá tí àǹtí yẹn ni, ó dẹ̀ gbé kerosene àti ìṣáná. Ó dẹ̀ sọ fún kó dà sí gbogbo iná pé ó yá ń sìn. Ọ̀ọ́ká méjèèjì jóná sínú ilé. Àǹtí ẹ bọ́ pátá ń sìn. Ọ̀ọ́ká méjèèjì jóná sínú ilé because gbogbo First Peter, gbogbo First Corinthians yìí enough. So level kan táwọn kan wà nìyẹn. And one of the partner is bored. Ó wá ra àwọn ọmọ orí ayé kan tó jẹ́ pé level tó máa bí ẹ dí ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ wọ́n á jáde láyé wà tún padà. So they go out to fulfill their fantasies. Ìyàwó mi ò mọ̀ pọ́kọ ẹ̀ tó bá dé ta wọ́n ń de nappy fún, wọ́n ń de pampers fún, tá a máa ṣe wẹ́n. Tó bá ní kó ṣe fóun léṣe, bó máa pe gbogbo àwọn family ẹ̀ ní pé wá o. Ọmọ yín ti ṣí èrè o. Ṣé ó ní kí n máa ṣe òun bí ọmọdé o, kí n máa rọ́ọ̀kì òun. ìwọ́n tó bá déta side hair ni á ṣe fún. All kind of stuff are happening, but we are deceitful people. We behave as if those things don't exist. We are deceitful people. We try to look away and not talk about them and gbé ayé bí ostrich atoríbọnú hò. Àrùn pé nítorí pé àti rí nǹkan kan kò sẹ́ni tó rí wa. Gbogbo kìíní ẹ wá ń bàjẹ́ sí, ó wá ń bàjẹ́ sí, ó wá ń bàjẹ́ sí. Dádì nínú ilé wọ́n dẹ̀ ń sun wọ́n sun inú kóòtù ń ta. My brother, things dey happen. I won't lie to you. Things are happening. I will not lie to you. And it's because we shy away from having the right discussion. Ẹ má sọ. Ẹ má sọ. Àwọn àti ń gbọ́. No. Nǹkan wá ń bàjẹ́ sí. So when we now hear all these things that are happening, àwa máa wá rò pé bàbàrà ni. No. Nǹkan tá a bò mọ́lẹ̀, òkúta bò mọ́lẹ̀ ní ẹsẹ̀ ń yọ yẹn. Òkúta bò mọ́lẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ ń yọ yẹn. And this will continue. Already you can see it in the life of the new generation now. Wọ́n kàn bímọ ní kò no structure, nothing. Ọmọ tó ń bímọ, kid that giving back to kids. Wọ́n ti ní all kind of, new form of relationship now. Polyamorous, this, that. Oríṣiríṣi orúkọ ti wà ń sìn. Oríṣiríṣi orúkọ ti wà. So things are not the way they used to be anymore, to be honest. My sister says, why does this freedom of choice apply only to gender and not race? Why can I not choose white and get all the privileges that come with it? My sister, I would like you to please be more elaborate on this, your comment. Perhaps I didn't pick this up on time, so I don't know the particular thing I said that you refer to here. So if you can please, be more open on this, or maybe tell me more on the kind of choice you're referring to, then maybe I'll be able to answer this. Also, I can put out the link if you want to join me in the studio and share your opinion on what has been said so far. Perhaps there are things you don't agree with or that you want to add. Perhaps you have, a personal experience that you want to share. So please, that is the link. Okay, yes. So she said people get to choose to be singular, plural, male, female, non-binary, and all the works. However, we can't choose to be white, black. Now, if I get you right, are you saying it's only a particular race that are choosing this new way of life? If that is what you mean, then I would say you are wrong. Because with what I've seen so far, àti funfun àti dúdú ló ń choose láti di nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ dà lẹ́nu. The fluidity does not extend to choice in race. Okay, we cannot choose our race. if I get you correct, we cannot choose where we are born. We cannot choose um, the kind of family we're born into. The only thing we have choice over is who we become. So the race we're born in, the country we're born in, the kind of family we're born into are outside our control. But what we become, what we end up becoming, it's our own choice. It's in our hands. If we cannot choose our race, why should a man tell me he's a woman? Because he feels he's a woman. The argument is they feel they are in a wrong body. So this is more of um, science versus uh, uh, moral, right? And science will have an answer to it when they break it down and try to, you know, interpret the way they think. One reason for, but we on this moral side will argue that those things um, does not make sense. And what the society is trying to do is to accommodate everyone, ensure that nobody's left out. People are or become what they want to be, and they are happy. And that's it. So, why does it only pertain to sex? I feel white. Give me all the privileges that come with it. You can no, you cannot. You cannot. Um, how do you argue race? How do you argue race? Even tó òyìnbó bá tiẹ̀ sọ wípé báyọ̀ ń tiẹ̀ feel dúdú, ó sì ṣe sọ in some, ó sì ṣe argue scientifically, because nínú dúdú náà funfun ti jáde, nínú dúdú ni gbogbo nǹkan ti jáde, ní gbogbo àwọ̀ ti jáde, right? Àwọn tó dẹ̀ máa ń trace family history wọn, tán bá máa fi ṣe dé certain generation, wọ́n máa ń rí wípé ìran dúdú wà nú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọn. But in your own case, the possibility is you know, rare, especially when you don't even have um, you don't have any of your immediate parents uh, that are of this race, you know. So you can't feel it, and I don't want you to think that these are privileges that are enjoyed only by certain race. No, no. Wọ́n ní àrìn jìnnà ni ò jẹ́ ká rí àrìn jìnnà láàrá bukí ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ o. You know, téèyàn bá tó bá kẹsẹ̀ mọ́rìn dáadáa, ó máa rí ìgbín tó ń ṣe menstruation. So these things also exist in our own race. Ó kàn lè má wà prevalent ni. Ó kàn lè má wà, especially ní environment tiwa tó yẹ pé wọ́n máa ń pa gbogbo nǹkan mọ́lẹ̀, ni kò jẹ́ kó wà prominent. But ní àwọn other side tó yẹ pé wọ́n tiẹ̀ ti ń legislate gbogbo àwọn kìíní ẹ̀ gan, tó jẹ́ pé it's now a crime to discriminate against people in that category. Then that's why you feel that it's a white privilege. It's not. Àti rí àwọn dúdú náà tó ń feel báyìí. Wọ́n kún ta gan. In fact, mo ti study wọn débi pé wọn tiẹ̀ ní láti kọ́ mọ́. Tí n bá ti rí wọn, mo ti mọ̀. Wọ́n ní bọ́n ṣe máa ń appear. Mo tiẹ̀ ti mọ̀. Mo ti dé level yẹn already. Nípa I don't need you to tell me. I know. Okay, you are not getting me. We are being conditioned to accept anomalies as the new normal. However, it only extends to sex. Why is it not allowed in races? I get you. And what you call anomalies, as I explained to you, is not seen as anomalies. Rather, they are seen as, new way of life. There are certain things we do today that few generations back were not permitted. There are certain practices that were in existence few years back or several years back that today has been abolished. Yes, these things might not be or might not conform to your own way of life. It might not conform to your own, accepted standard. But you can't ignore the fact that some people live like this. You can't ignore the fact that some people are like this. Now, I understand what you are saying in terms of maybe this is being forced on us. And this is where you as an individual can draw a line. Now, a lè rí ọ̀dà black nísìn kí wọ́n ní funfun ni, kémi sọ pé dúdú ni. Now, tí wọ́n bá ń pè funfun, mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ ní problem pẹ̀lú wọn. As long as tèmi mọ̀ pé dúdú ni. Ibi tí màá ti ní problem pẹ̀lú wọn, or tí wọ́n á ti ní problem pẹ̀lú mi, a wá ní kí n máa pe kinní yẹn ní funfun. But you can call it whatever you want to call it, as long as you don't tamper with how I see it. Ṣùgbọ́n ibi tá a ti máa ní problem la ti ń sọ wípé tó bá ti sọ pé funfun ni kí n máa pè, tèmi dẹ̀ rí pé dúdú ni, ibẹ̀ la ti máa ní ìyapa. So people can be whatever they want to be. People can call themselves whatever they want to call themselves. People can choose to live the way they want to live. But the moment you want me to cross that line, ibi tí problem á ti wà nìyẹn. So this is left to us now as individuals. This is left to us now as individuals. So àwọn èèyàn jí, mo ti ṣiṣẹ́ ní ibi tí n ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀, ibi tán ti máa ń ṣe sex change nìyẹn. And I've worked in the theatre few times. I've been privileged láti wo bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe procedure yẹn. Tọkùnrin máa di obìnrin, tóbìnrin máa di ọkùnrin. Mo ti rí. because while I work there gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n máa ń lò ní data yẹn mo máa ń supply. So ó fún mi privilege láti lọ bẹ̀ láti rí. Nǹkan tó ń là kọjá láti di nǹkan tó ń dà yẹn kò easy. You will have to pity these people pé báwo lẹ ṣe máa subject ara yín sí irú condition báyìí. Four surgeons ló máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ lórí èèyàn kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo. Nǹkan báwọn kan ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní upper body ẹni yẹn làwọn kan ń já gbogbo ohun tó yẹ kán já nísàlẹ̀. Operation ọ̀hún ṣe parí lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Wọ́n máa ṣe débì kan, wọ́n á tó oríṣiríṣi tubes ẹni yẹn lára á lọ. Ìgbà táwọn yẹn bá tún heal, wọ́n á tún ṣe continue. Gbogbo ohun tó yẹ kán pa nínú normal function tó bá yẹ pé obìnrin ló fẹ́ dọkùnrin, gbogbo ohun tó yẹ kí wọ́n pa, gbogbo ohun tó yẹ kán já dànù gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́ máa ti kọ́kọ́ já máa ṣe everything. Bàtà ẹlòmíì bá máa fi padà dé á ti ní infection yamayama kọ́ open wound ní gbogbo kinní yẹn tó gbé lọ. So these people wọ́n deserve pity pẹ̀lú nǹkan tèmi ti rí. Then láti wá ṣe okó ibi ọwọ́ ń bí báyìí níbi arm bí tí ẹran wà yẹn ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa fá. Wọ́n máa fá, wọ́n máa bu. Òun ni wọ́n máa fi ra okó tó máa fi fọ́ọ̀mù okó. Then I supply them what is called prosthetic scrotum. Kórópọ̀n. Then pipe kan náà wọ́n máa ti bọ àárín kinní yẹn. Wọ́n wá so mọ́ ọgbà ara, ó máa wá ní button níbi itan. Tó bá ti tẹ̀, kinní yẹn á gbé orí sókè bí ipò le gangan láti fi ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe. It takes a lot of years and processes to complete. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n ń lo oògùn láti change certain features in their natural state. So ẹni tó lọ through gbogbo process yìí mind ẹ ti lọ. And they want such a person láti gbé ayé. They want such a person láti gbé ayé. And that's why they are trying to accommodate them and give room for them. They don't want them excluded. They can't talk them out of, that situation. So what do they do? They have to include them in the society. Naturally the society will frown against such. So wọ́n wá fi òfin, wọ́n á fi tì lẹ́yìn pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí sí wọn, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ pè wọ́n báyìí, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe nǹkan báyìí. It's to protect them. They're not forcing us to live like that. So you can draw a line and leave them. Because at the end of the day, you can't change them. They've chosen that is how they want to be. So gbogbo òfin tó ń ṣe, everything tó ń ṣe is for them to have a fit in the society, which naturally, they will be an outcast. They won't be accepted. Láìsí wípé wọ́n ní a form of support. And that's why you see, gbogbo wọn máa jáde pé I'm coming out. Mo kàn find them unnecessary. But they have to do that because tóun bá ṣì yẹn táwọn kan bá ká wọn ń kọ̀rọ̀ wọn á ní nǹkan báyìí á di scandal. So lọ́ fi ń jáde fún ara wọn tó ń fẹnu ara wọn sọ. Wọ́n á fẹnu ara wọn sọ tán, wọ́n wá sá sábẹ́ òfin tíjọba ti ṣe láti lè protect wọn. We have so many people tó yẹ pé wọ́n ti marry, wọ́n ti bímọ 3 4 kán tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ lọ di obìnrin ń pé àwọn rò pé ọkùnrin làwọn. Ẹlòmíràn sọ pé òun ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ lọ fẹ́ ọkùnrin ń pé òun rò pé obìnrin ló yẹ kóun fẹ́. How do you want to talk people like this? orí ti ta pa o, orí ti ta. So you just leave them. You just leave them. I don't bother myself with things like that because you can't fight the system. You cannot. The system is trying to include them. You as an individual is too, or I as an individual is too small to go against the system. So we just have to understand this. That new way and new form of living is coming into being. And to be honest, there's nothing you can do about it. Àti rí baker company kan tó refuse láti bake wedding cake fún àwọn tọkọtọkọ kan. Wọ́n gbé wọn lọ ilé ẹjọ́ náà. Wọ́n ti business yẹn pa torí wọ́n kà sí pé wọ́n discriminate. Ìyẹn mo yarí bẹ̀ yẹn because as a business entity tó ń san tax and everything, ó ní right láti lè refuse service customer. But in this case, ilé ẹjọ́ ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Bóyá báwọn náà ṣe sọ ló fa wàhálà. Tó bá sọ pé sorry o, flower ti tán o àbí kinní kan ti tán, bá busy à lè gbaṣẹ́, ó ṣòro bọ̀ báyà wọ́n ti lọ sọ wípé irọ́ o, iléeṣẹ́ tiwa ò kì í ṣe kéèkì fúnrú ẹ̀yin báyìí. Ìyẹn máa di wàhálà lábẹ́ òfin. And that's why we need to understand all these things to know what to say, what not to say. So bá ti rí wọn pa irú àwọn eléyìí ni wàá kàn sọ pé a ti wà book tó àti ẹ̀ láyè láti ẹ̀ ṣe kinní. Àwọn supply wa tó ń bá dẹ̀ tún gbé kinní wa kò sí supply mọ́. Right? But kó wá sọ pé irọ́ o, iléeṣẹ́ tiwa ò kì í bake kéèkì fún irú yín báyìí o, nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ wàá wọ wàhálà. Kódà mi pé kà wọ́n kún èèyàn nìyẹn, which is what the law is trying to do, to include them as part of a society. Ẹ má gbàgbé pé gbà kan láyé yìí náà ni wọ́n ń pa àwọn ìbejì kí Mary Slessor tó dá dúró. So ojoojúmọ́ ọdọọdún òun nìgbà ń yí tí nǹkan tuntun ń wá, ìmọ̀ ń gorí ìmọ̀. And this way of life tá à ń sọ ẹ̀ nísìn, it is not new o. Ẹ má kẹ́ anybody tàn yín. Látayébáyé ló ti wà in existence. Ṣùgbọ́n àyè ò gbà. So nísìn tó jẹ́ pé báyà ìmọ̀ ti wá ń wá ojú ti wá ń là sí. Òun ni wọ́n ṣe wá ń fààyè gba àwọn kìíní díẹ̀díẹ̀ sí. Kì í ṣe nǹkan tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n kì í ṣe nǹkan táwọn èèyàn lè gbé ojú wọn síta ń pa wọ́n ṣe nítorí pé òfin ò fààyè gbà yẹn ni. But nísìn àyè ti ń gbà ni ó ṣe dín pé ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa rí pé kì í ṣe bí gbogbo, especially láwọn African country, they still frown at it. Wọ́n sì gba gbogbo àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀. So díẹ̀ ni. So well, you can refer to it as conditioning. Yes, you are right. But that they have extra right, no, you are not looking at it from the perspective of inclusiveness. Àwọn náà fẹ́ lè yan bá a ṣe ń yan. àwọn náà fẹ́ lè sọ̀rọ̀ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ láì ṣe ń pàwọn èèyàn wò wọ́n dá wọn lẹ́bi. Ó ní nǹkan táwa ń pè ní extra right yẹn. But when you look at it from a fact pé wọ́n lè gbójú wọn síta tẹ́lẹ̀, but nísìn a fún wọn lóore ọ̀fẹ́ láti gbójú wọn síta. Inclusion ni wọ́n pè rather than say extra right. So conditioning, yes, you are right, because wọ́n ní láti reformat brain it àwa láti lè má look wọn less àti láti lè accept wọn. For that to happen, they need to recondition us. They need to reprogram us because we are programmed differently. Ó ní tí a gbọ́dọ̀ rí, ó ní tá à ń rí, ó ní tá à ń wò, ó ní tá à understand, ó ní tá à accept. But for us now to include these people as part of us, then we need to be reconditioned. We need to be reprogrammed. And that they are doing. Kó má bàa tún wá bọ́, kó má tún le, lọ́ ṣe tún wá tún fẹ́ fi sínú school curriculum nísìn, ọ̀wọ́n tiẹ̀ ti fi sí. Ó ti ń wà nínú àwọn cartoon. Spider-Man ti ṣe, wọ́n ti ń target gbogbo means so that generation tó ń bọ̀, wọ́n á ti kọ́ wọn lẹ̀. Kò ní jájòjì sí wọn. So instead of you fighting that, you can't fight what you can't change or correct or decide what other people will do. Àyè ara ẹni wọ́n ló lè handle. So nínú ilé ẹni wọ́n ti lè kọ́ àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ kí wọ́n mọ̀. Nínú ilé ẹni wọ́n ti lè bára ẹ sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan. The moment you step out, wọ́n láti gbọ́ nǹkan tí society sọ wípé kẹ́ ẹ ṣe, kẹ́ ẹ lè jọ gbé pọ̀ nígbé àlàáfíà. That is what they call civilization. You know? So in this case, this is just how it is. My question is, why is it not extended to race? Ọ̀rọ̀ race má sì ń fa wàhálà kẹ̀. You have the link, right? Please, you can call in. Because ó dà pé ọ̀rọ̀ race yìí kò tí báyà mi get ẹ̀ ni. Because I don't understand. I get you now. 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 So let me try and explain myself now to be sure that I get you. What you are saying is effort tí wọ́n fi sí àti include new way of life yìí. Pé kí ló dé tí wọ́n fi the same effort sí láti rí wípé gbogbo ẹ̀yà ni wọ́n tọ́jú bákan náà. Am I correct? So that kò ní sí in tá à ń pè ní racial discrimination. Àbí? Ṣé mo correct? Because I think that is what you're asking. The effort tí wọ́n fi sí bọ́n ṣe ń recondition wa, bọ́n ṣe ń fáwọn ilé ní bọ́n ṣe ń include wọn and everything. Why tí wọ́n fi that same effort sí àti jẹ́ kí race náà kó bára mu? Is that what you are saying? Mo ń sọ Yorùbá kí n má wọ wàhálà ni o. Okay. Ó ti yé mi nsìn. Ó ti yé mi. So I get you now. Now, rather tèmi máa fi fókọ̀sì sí orí wọn, èmi máa fókọ̀sì sórí wa. Mo rò pé gbogbo yín mọ̀dí tí mo fi ń sọ èdè wa o. Torí òwúyè àsòro sọ bí ọ̀rọ̀ ni. Ìdí tèmi á fi fókọ̀sì sórí wọn, máa fókọ̀sì sórí wa. Wọ́n ní bónígbá bá ṣe pé gbá ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe máa bá a pè. Ẹni tí ó ti tara ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀, tó tara ilé ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀, tó ta gbogbo nǹkan ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀, kò sẹ́ni tá a bá rà lọ́wọ́n o. Ó dìgbà tí àwa fúnra ara wa gan, tá a bá mọ tá a jẹ́, tá a dẹ̀ gbéra wa bá a ṣe jẹ́, ìgbà yẹn la tó máa ní irú respect, tó máa fún wa ní irú respect tó yẹ wa. Kí la ní tó jọ wá lójú? Nǹkan wa wo la ní tó jọ wá lójú? Èmi wà nídìí òwò tó jẹ́ wípé gbogbo ohun tí mò ń ṣe mo fi ń sọ ìtàn wa ni. Torí ìtàn onítàn là ń sọ látijọ́ ẹ̀. Ìtàn tá a bá máa sọ ń pa tiwa náà, ìtàn wa tán fẹ́ ká sọ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n èmi wá ń lo gbogbo ọ̀nà tí mo ní, gbogbo ẹ̀bùn tí mo ní, gbogbo oore ọ̀fẹ́ tí mo ní láti máa sọ ìtàn wa. Bí n bá ṣaṣọ, ìtàn wa ni mò ń sọ. Pé àwa náà nítàn. Ṣùgbọ́n ó ṣeni láàánú láti mọ̀ wípé àwa gan tó yẹ ká gbé nǹkan wa lárugẹ, a ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Nǹkan oníǹkan ló jọ wá lójú. Àwọ̀ alọ́wọ̀ ló jọ wá lójú. Irun onírun ló jọ wá lójú. Èdè elédè ló jọ wá lójú. Àṣà aláṣà ló jọ wá lójú. Ẹ wá ń retí wípé wọ́n máa bọ̀wọ̀ fún yín. Ẹ ń retí wípé wọn ò ní fojú tẹ́ńbẹ́lú yín. Ẹ ń retí wípé wọ́n á kà yín kún nígbà tẹ́yin gan ò kara yín kún. Ẹ̀yin gan ò fira yín pé nǹkan kan, kí ni wọ́n á fẹ́ pè yín? Àwọn ilẹ̀ ń nàka àbùkù sí ẹ̀ wòra yín ni. Ó dọjọ́ tá a bá wòra wa, tá a bá ríbi tá a kù sí, ìgbà yẹn la tó lè mọ̀ wípé nǹkan ṣe wá. Nǹkan ṣe wá àmọ́ ni. Wọ́n ló dọjọ́ tí wèrè bá mọ̀ pé òun wà ń hòhò, ọjọ́ yẹn ló gbádùn. Wèrè ò mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó ń ṣe òun ò dáa, òun ló ṣe ń rìn òhò ọjà. Ó dẹ̀ dọjọ́ tó bá mọ̀ pé nǹkan ṣe òun, ọjọ́ yẹn ló gbádùn. Àti mọ̀ pé nǹkan ṣe wá. Òun ló jẹ́ ká sì máa nàka sí wọn wípé àwọn ló yẹ kó fún wa lọ́wọ́, àwọn ló yẹ kó pọ́n wa lé, àwọn ló yẹ kó ṣe gbá. Àmọ́ra wa ni. Àmọ́ ń tá a jẹ́ ni. Àmọ́ ń tá a tó ni. Àmọ́pò tó yẹ ká tora wa sí ni. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ṣó yẹ ká wà ń bí ni. Tí ì bá ṣàwọn jẹgúdújẹrá olórí burúkú tá ní. Ilẹ̀ tó kún fún àlùmọ́nì. Ilẹ̀ ìbùkún. Ẹ wò bá a ṣe sọ́ di aṣálẹ̀. Àwa sá wá síbi tí wọn ti ní nǹkan kan. Ìnira la fi ń bá wọn gbé. Wẹ́dà ò dáa. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ò tiẹ̀ rọrùn. Àwọn gan ò fẹ́ gbé báyìí. Ẹ wo lára wọn tó bá lọ, kó bá kọjá sọ́dọ̀ wa, wọn ò fẹ́ padà wá bí. Because wọ́n ń jayé fàmílétè tutọ́ bẹ̀ yẹn ni. Tí by the time tó bá sanwó wọn, pẹ̀lú owó wọn ń bí, tó bá máa ṣẹ́ sọ́hun yẹn, owó yẹn máa ní mọ́sù ni. Wọ́n á gbélé ńlá irú ilé tán gbé ń bí. wọ́n lọ́mọdọ̀, wọ́n ní driver, wọ́n ní wẹ́dà tó dáa, wọ́n jayé bó ṣe wù wọ́n. Wọ́n ò fẹ́ wá padà wá bí. Ọmọ eléegun tiwa wá ń jẹ, ọmọ ẹlẹ́ran tiwa wá ń jẹgungun. Ọmọ aláṣọ wa ń wà kísà. Ẹrú wa wà lórí ẹṣin, ọmọọba ń rin lẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹ wá ní kán tọ́jú yín bákan náà. Wọ́n rí bí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ṣayé yín. Ẹ nírun sórí, ẹ máa rarun ni. Tẹ bá wá rí kan nu wọn tó di àdìsẹ́yìn, ẹ wá máa pín fọ́tò yẹn kiri bí ipò ti ṣe nǹkan kan bàbàrà. Ìgbà ilẹ̀ yìí náà tó wá máa sọ pé ẹ jẹ́ kí mi gan di kinní kan báyìí. Ẹ wá máa gbé fọ́tò ẹni yẹn sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ara tiyín náà. Torí ẹni yẹn lẹ̀ ń wò bí pé ó superior jù yín lọ. Ẹ̀yin ní nǹkan ṣe àwọn kọ́. Aṣọ tiyín ò jọ yín lójú. Ẹ bá wọ ṣọ́ọ̀bù tẹ́ rí pé wọ́n lo aṣọ tiyín, wọ́n fi rán stáìlì tiyín, wọ́n gbé owó gọbọi sí. Ìgbà ilẹ̀ tó rà. Ẹ wá ya fọ́tò store tẹ́ ti rà àti receipt. Ẹ̀yin ní nǹkan ṣe àwọn kọ́. Ẹ bá rí wọn tán wọṣọ yín, tán wé gèlè yín. Ìgbà ilẹ̀ náà tó rántí pé ẹ lè wọrú ẹ̀. Ẹ bá wọ̀ tán ẹ̀ tún wá gbé àwòrán tiyín àti tiwọn ẹ gbé tì sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ara yín. Láti máa sọ pé ẹ dàbí wọn. Ẹ̀yin ní nǹkan ṣe àwọn kọ́. Torí a ti sọ ipò ọlá wa nù. A ti fi ń tá a máa jẹ́. A ti fi ń tá a máa jẹ. A ti fi ba ń tá a máa jẹ́jẹ́. A níyì mọ́. So gbogbo rẹ́dẹ̀rẹ̀dẹ̀ tójú wa bá lè rí òun ló máa rí o. Gbogbo jákujàku tán bá lè ṣe fún wa lọ́wọ́ máa ṣe fún wa o. Ó dọjọ́ tá a gan bá mọ̀ pé nǹkan ṣe wá. Ó dọjọ́ tá a bá ń gbéra wa lárugẹ. Ó dọjọ́ tá a bá máa jìnra wa lẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́. Ó dọjọ́ tá a bá máa fara wa jábọ́ mọ́. Ẹ wo ilé iṣẹ́ tẹ wà. Ọmọ ìlú yín mélòó ló jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbi tẹ wà yẹn? Ìfẹ́ máa jìnra yín lẹ́sẹ̀, ìfẹ́ máa ṣòfófó ara yín fún wọn ni. Ìfẹ́ máa bá yé ara yín jẹ́ ni kó lè kú wọ nìkan bẹ̀. Kó a tún take pride láti sọ pé àyín ni nínú ilé iṣẹ́ yẹn 300, 500 people. Èmi nìkan dúdú tó wà ń bẹ̀. Àsì bíi pé yẹn jẹ́ yìí. Táwọn bá dẹ̀ wọ ibì kan tó jẹ́ pé dúdú pọ̀ sí, wọ́n á wá bí wọ́n ṣe máa sọ bẹ̀ yẹn di ibi táwọn nìkan wà ní. Wọ́n ṣe máa lé gbogbo dúdú tó wà ń bẹ̀ lọ́lọ́ máa wà. Wọ́n máa pera wọn jọ síbẹ̀, wọ́n máa fara wọn sókè ni. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa bá ṣe máa lé àwọn dúdú tó wà ń bẹ̀ tá a kà wá nìkan la máa wà. Ẹ jẹ́ á yanjú crab mentality tó ń bá wa jà. Ká tó máa nà ká àbùkù sí wọn pa wọn ni wọ́n fi wá pè tó yẹ ká jẹ́. Àwa gan la fẹ́ra wá pè nǹkan tó yẹ ká jẹ́. Àwa ní nǹkan ṣe kì í ṣàwọn o. Ẹ wo gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n expunge from their own society. Òun làwa ń gbà ní ọ̀dọ̀ titi wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀làjú. Gbogbo táwọn ò fẹ́ mọ́ láwùjọ wọn tí wọ́n ń sọ, tí wọ́n ń jẹ lẹ́nu, tí wọ́n ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́. Tán wá bọ́ ṣe máa get rid of. Òun làwa ń gbà lọ́dọ̀ titi wa bí ọ̀làjú. Òun làwa ń mú ta fi ń ṣayọ̀yọ̀. A dẹ̀ rò pé nǹkan ò ṣe wá. A dẹ̀ rò pé àwọn ló lẹ̀bi ṣá. In the 60s, in the 70s, àwọn lọ́balọ́ba, ìjòyè tìjòyè nílùú yìí ní ilẹ̀ àwọn lárúbáwá, wọ́n ń wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ wa ní UCH Ìbàdàn láti wá gba treatment. Ibẹ̀ ló wá di ibi tí wọ́n ti ń lo torchlight láti fi ṣe operation báyìí. Ibẹ̀ ni ò sóògùn mọ́ o. Ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti ń gbẹ̀bí èèyàn ní corridor níta gbangba o. Ibẹ̀ ló ti ń fún yàn drip lábẹ́ igi o. Ṣé wo ń tàdà? Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ni wọ́n á fún yín lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n ò lè fún yín lọ́wọ́. Torí ẹ̀yin gan ò fúnra yín lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n ò lè pọ́n yín lé. Torí ẹ̀yin gan ò pọ́n ara yín lé. Àwa ní nǹkan ṣe kì í ṣàwọn. That is my response regarding that your question. I'm sorry it took me time to understand what you were saying, but àwa la ní ìṣòro kì í ṣàwọn. Àwa la ní ìṣòro kì í ṣàwọn. Àwa la ní ìṣòro kì í ṣàwọn. Yes, we do. We need the orientation. Ìgbà tó ń wá báwọn bàbá wa wọn ò bá wa jagun. Wọn ò bá wọn jagun ìbọn àti àdá. Ìbọn ọpọlọ ló bá wọn, ìjà ọpọlọ ló bá wọn jà. Battle of the mind ló bá wọn jà. Torí nígbà tí wọ́n dé wọ́n rí ń pa létò. System of governance wà. Àlọ́ba níjòyè ní council. Parliament nìyẹn. Bàbá lọ́jà wà, ìyá lọ́jà wà, commerce wà. A ní defense. Balógun gbogbo everything was in order. Antilẹ̀kùn. Ọ̀wọ̀ wà, respect wà. Order wà. Àwọn kọ́ ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá kọ́ wa. Ìyẹn gan ló ṣe wò pé tá bá máa kó àwọn people ilé ẹrú, à ń láti gba tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn láti fún wọn ní tí àwa mú wá ni o. Because as long as tí wọ́n hold on to gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n ní, forget it. We can't break these people. We cannot. Wọ́n á fi tọrọ gba sísì lọ́wọ́ wa. Wọ́n gba nǹkan tó níyì lọ́wọ́, wọ́n gbé gbúdẹ̀ lé wa lọ́wọ́. Òun là ń lélé látọjọ́ ìta àbá o. Go on all social media and see how people are fighting over strange religion that they don't even understand. Àwọn èèyàn máa jẹ kéwú lẹ́nu báyìí. Tó àárò pa àwọn lọ́kọ̀ Quran. Wọ́n lè ṣe ní tó wà nínú Quran. Wọ́n kàn mọ kéwú recite ni. They can't practice it. Interpretation gan ilé aṣọ àtọ̀ wọn aṣọ bí gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́ra wọn everybody kan everything is just a mess and everything point to one direction that we don't know what we are doing. Ayé aláyé la fẹ́ máa gbé. Ìwà oníwà la fẹ́ máa wù. Á nira. Kò síbi tí wọ́n ti kọ àṣà wọn, ìṣe wọn, ẹ̀sìn wọn sílẹ̀ tí ìlú náà gbérí láyé kò sí. Ẹ wo China, ẹ wo Japan, ẹ wo gbogbo àwọn ìlú yẹn. Àṣà wọn, èdè wọn, ẹ̀sìn wọn, òun ló gbé wọn débi tí wọ́n dé. Àwa nìkan la jẹ́ ẹ̀yà tó ń sin Ọlọ́run tí ò dàbí tiwa. A kàn ń tanra wa ni. We are a mess. We are a mess. Ẹlòmíì a máa rún. Mo bá ọ̀bọ kan gbélé ńgbà tí mo kọ́ débì. Ọ̀bọ yẹn a máa rún letter of Paul to the Corinthians, letter of Paul to the Galatians. A máa mọ̀ pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni. Gbogbo lẹ́tà yìí ṣé ìwọ lọ́kọ sí ni? Paul jókòó, ó mú pépà, ó mú bírò, ó address ẹ̀ sí Galatians. Ṣé ìwọ ṣọmọ Galatia ni ẹni? Ó mú mi ó kọ sí Thessalonians. Ṣé ibẹ̀ ló ti wà ní? Ó mú mi ó kọ sí Timothy. Are you the one who wrote it through? Àti ní sọ statement mẹ́ta, a ti máa sọ wípé according to letter of Paul to the màá kàn ra dìde ni. Kí la tí sọ tó ti ń sọ letter of Paul to the Thessalonians nísìn? Ìgbà mo mọ̀ pé gbàgbé ẹ̀, this guy is gone. Irú wọn tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ wò wọn, ayé wọn ń yí lójú kan báyìí, wọn tẹ̀síwájú. Because they are dogmatic. Orí wọn ti brain wọn ti pack. Nǹkan mọ̀ yẹn lọ́ mọ̀ wọn dẹ̀ fẹ́ mọ̀ nǹkan mímọ́. Tó bá lè ka àwọn nǹkan mẹ́rin báyìí, tó bá lè ka àwọn nǹkan mẹ́rin, a rí pé gbogbo àwọn kìíní tó kọ yẹn gan is to make life easy for you to live, not forever. ẹ wá wo mess tó wà ń ta lé ní báyìí. Ilé àwa sọ ń pọ́ lọ́n bá òun sọ̀rọ̀ ń pé òun ní kóun lọ di president, tòun náà wá sọ ń pọ́ lọ́n bá òun sọ̀rọ̀ ń pé òun ní kóun lọ di president. Who is confused? God or you people? Àwa dàbí ẹni tí ò mọ nǹkan kan tó ń ṣe. A sọ gbogbo nǹkan tá a jẹ́ nù. A sọ gbogbo nǹkan tá a ní nù. Meanwhile tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ a lè dá affairs ara control. Ẹni tó fẹ́ fẹ́yàwó kan wọ́n ń gbé lálàáfíà. Ẹni tó fẹ́yàwó púpọ̀ ó lè manage ìyàwó púpọ̀ tó fẹ́. Ó provide fún gbogbo wọn. Kì í ṣe àwọn ọkùnrin ìsìn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń fẹ́yàwó ni wọ́n lè tọ́jú ẹyọ kan gan tọ́kìlẹ̀ pé méjì mẹ́ta. Àwọn bàbá àgbà yẹn wọ́n á tọ́jú gbogbo wọn. Because gbogbo nǹkan ni wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú ètò. Gbogbo nǹkan ni wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú ọgbọ́n àti làákàyè. There are values that must be protected in every family. Wọ́n ṣe everything. Ṣóyìnbó ló wá kọ́ wa ń pa wíìlì ni. Táwọn báyìí bá ti ń mọ̀ pé ó yẹ pọ́jọ́ ti ń lọ báyìí, nǹkan ó ti ń dìrọ̀lẹ́ ayé, wọ́n á ti pín gbogbo tán ní ilẹ̀ ní o, ilé ní o, all those things. Àwọn kan wà, àwọn family kan wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sí jẹ́ pé ayé tí àwọn ọmọ wọn ń jẹ dìsìn, iṣẹ́ táwọn bàbá yẹn ṣe é lẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n dẹ̀ pín kárí gbogbo ìdí igi tí wọ́n ní. We've lost all those values. Àṣà aláṣà là ń wò. Ẹ máa wo nǹkan míì nínú fíìmù. Ẹ máa wò pé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni way of life lọ́hùn. Ẹ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fẹ́ gbé. Ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan kan, ẹ jẹ́ anything. Àwa tó yẹ ká jẹ́ orí, àwa di ẹrú. A máa wò wọ́n wípé tán bá ti sọ la máa tó ṣe. Àwa kan á dàbí ẹni tí ò lọ́pọlọ. Àwa tó yẹ kó wá máa yáwó lọ́wọ́ àwa là ń yáwó. Tàbá dẹ̀ ń bọ̀ wá yáwó náà, ẹ máa gbé private jet wá yáwó lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó jẹ́ wípé commercial flight ni olórí ìlú wọn lò. Ẹ wá ní wọn ò ní fi yín ṣẹ̀sín, wọ́n á fi yín ṣẹ̀sín. Ẹ wá ní wọ́n á respect yín, wọ́n lè respect yín láyé. Gbogbo nǹkan wa a lè ṣe mọ́. I'm in the fashion industry. Wọ́n ti lọ ń ra aṣọ òkè ní China sìn. Aṣọ òkè tó já wa là ń hun tẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n ti lọ import ẹ̀ wá ní China. Customer kan mú aṣọ kan wá tó fẹ́ fi rán fìlà. Mo sọ fún mo ní this is rubber. Mo lé mi ò lè rán eléyìí, ó máa bẹ́ lórí ẹni náà. Kò tẹ́ ẹyin pé ó fẹ́ fi rán fìlà kan, ó fẹ́ fi rán dànsíkí fọ́ọ̀mù ẹ̀. Mo ní this is nonsense. This is not aṣọ òkè. Rọ́bà lélẹ́yìí. Mo wá mú proper aṣọ òkè wá fún tán hun. Mo ní this wool ni. Hand looped. Ẹ lọ gbóbi tó ti ń ṣe kíní ẹ̀ ń sìn. Deserted. Kò sí dignity of labour mọ́. Our reward system has been skewed now. That will reward non-entity and people with questionable characters and wealth. Ẹ máa débi ẹ máa rí business tó máa kọ 1875. Adẹ̀sí wa 2022 ó ṣì exist. Ìran bíi mẹ́jọ ti manage ẹ̀. Lọ́dọ̀ wa a ní. because àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n fẹ́ fi nǹkan lẹ̀ fún wọ́n ti bọ́ sí gbòòrò wọ́n ti ń wa ọ̀kadà, wọ́n ti bọ́ sí gbòòrò wọ́n ti ń ṣe yahoo, wọ́n ti bọ́ sí gbòòrò wọ́n ti ń ṣe ritual láti wá quick money. Because we don't reward those things anymore, we rather buy imported. We rather buy imported. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ o gbogbo òlú ń gbéra. Ìbáwọn èèyàn tiẹ̀ tún lọ sí China mọ́ sí ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí pé Turkey lọ tún ṣíjú sí. Turkey gbéra ni. Kí n Turkey níta ní leather, gold. What do they have that we don't have? So bí China ṣe dìde tó fi economy àwọn ìlú míì tó fi build tiẹ̀ tó fi dìde, Turkey ti ń replicate ẹ̀. Ó ti ń di major force táwọn factories yẹn náà ti ń build nǹkan. Bangladesh ti ń ṣe the same thing. Àwa ò gbéra. Do you know all these Louis Vuitton and all these people, they come to Kaduna to buy leather. Tó bá fi ṣe báàgì yẹn tán, wọ́n á ta ìmíì £35,000 ẹyọ kan. Kaduna ló ti wá ra leather yẹn. They have buyers who buy this thing for them in huge quantity. And they kó lọ China or Bangladesh. And they manufacture. Tí Gucci bá ṣe shirt ẹyọ kan ní Bangladesh with the volume tó ń ṣe, ẹyọ kan might be $2. Ní ṣírò $2. Wọ́n bá ti fún celebrity kan ní America kó wọ̀. Tó náà ṣe sign pé it's Gucci season. Gbogbo iná wò báyìí pé ṣé títí Drake wọ̀ ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń wọ̀ sí o. Ẹ̀yin náà máa sáré, ilẹ̀ máa sáré lọ rà. Ẹ bá dé shop ẹ máa rí shirt ẹyọ kan yẹn, wọ́n gbélé bẹ́ẹ̀ £3,000 lára t-shirt. Ẹlòmíì àwọn pé kidney méjì lòun ní, kí lòun fi kidney méjì ṣe? Ẹyọ kan náà ti tó. Á ta kidney ẹyọ kan á fẹ́ ra shirt. Á fi ya fọ́tò, á tàgà rẹ̀ mọ́ Gucci. Gucci ò tiẹ̀ ní wò. Á fò yòókù á fi mọ ẹnẹ sí. Kidney ẹyọ kan tó kù á pack off. Wọ́n á gbé GoFundMe page sórí kí wọ́n máa sọ fún wa pé lágbájáwájá ní the operation ẹjọ́ help ẹ o, kidney ẹ ti pack off nǹkan kan mẹ́rin. Ẹ máa mọ̀ pé àkíyèwò tó máa ń wọ Gucci tó máa ń ṣe everything. Ẹ ní mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó ṣe nìyẹn. This is how we think. Because I think pé tá bá ti wọ nǹkan títí wọn láti dàbí wọn. And you expect respect from people like that. Ó jẹ́ pé nǹkan consume ni kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́ ẹ ṣe sínú world economy tẹ́yìn náà fi lè lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀. When cargo plane comes to Nigeria and they dump gbogbo nǹkan tó ẹrù tán kó wá tẹ order tó bá ti dump ẹ̀ tán tó bá ń padà lọ, iyẹ̀pẹ̀ bag of sand ló máa ń kó sínú àwọn plane láti fi stabilize ẹ̀ lójú atẹ́gùn. Because wọn ò rí nǹkan kan kó kúrò lù yín. Nothing time produce. You have a church member that has a factory that is struggling. Ó dẹ̀ wá bá pastor pé ẹ sà kí nǹkan wá ní ẹja did you can pray. After that, wá ti dàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ opportunity làwọn rí yẹn. Wọ́n á kàn fún ní offer ni. Nípa àwọn fẹ́ ra factory yẹn. Tó bá pọ́n ti ẹ̀rà wọ́n pump owó sí wọ́n fi build ẹ̀ up ni. Kó sì máa ràn kó bá dà. Wọ́n máa rà á ni wọ́n wá fi kọ́ another branch of church. Wọ́n á tún wá brag pé brethren, the church is moving on. I'm pleased to announce to you that the agric industry just further down the street now belongs to us. Àwọn olóògbé tó wà ní church náà máa pàtẹ́wọ́. Hallelujah! Ẹlòmíì á máa ju chair sókè, á máa ju jacket. The Lord has done it. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! And pé where's mama? Mama come up. Mama come up. Mama come up. Mama come up. I need to announce this. With her by my side. If it has been the Lord's doing. Mama sọ ìbò orí burúkú fún yín. Wọ́n bá ti wá kọ́ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yẹn tán, wọ́n á tún wá organize prayer meeting for the unemployed. Ẹ tún wá máa ṣe prayer and fasting fún àwọn tí ò níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ nínú ilẹ̀ fáchì tẹ́ close down. Ayé yín ti bàjẹ́. Ẹ wá ń wá respect. Ta ló máa respect yín? Ebi ló ń pa mọ̀nàmọ́ná kù. Kò sínú Bible tẹ́ ń gbé lọ tẹ́ ń gbé bọ̀ yẹn wípé nínú ogún ojú ẹ nìwọ ó ti máa jẹ. Kò sí ńbẹ̀ ni. Yorùbá náà dẹ̀ sọ wípé o bá bọ Ṣàngó kó bọ Ọbàtálá, òòṣà tó ń gbọ̀lẹ̀ ò sí. Ẹni bá ṣiṣẹ́ ajé ní rájé jẹun. Ìyà máa jẹ ìlú tí places of worship tó ti pọ̀ ju factories lọ. Ìyà á jẹ yín jù. So what respect are you asking for? How would you expect them to treat you as their equals? Because ẹ behave bí ẹni tó ní làákàyè rárá. Gbogbo wa yín everything is inferior. You are trying to match up to people that you are even better off. Àwa ní nǹkan ṣe kì í ṣàwọn o. Àwa la ní issue kì í ṣe àwọn. I don't fight for race equality. I don't fight for all those things. I distinct myself in everything I do. I remember when I first joined Facebook in 2007. Mo kọ orúkọ mi Yorùbá, mo fà mí sí, mo máa ń kọ Yorùbá and stuff like that. Mo tẹ ìgbà yẹn ṣe máa ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn kan àdúrà kan mẹ́ẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ notice pé kíní nǹkan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọlẹ̀ ni. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn kan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí unfriend mi gbà yẹn ni. Because dà pé mi ni mo lọ kàn lọ ń ṣe bí ọmọ oko, mo kàn lọ ras. Àwọn kan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí yọ mí nígbà táwọn wèrè tó ń sọ Yorùbá yìí, táwọn wèrè tó máa ń ṣe nǹkan. Because everybody wants to act posh. Facebook ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dé nígbà yẹn. Look at what we have today. We have communities. India ń sọ India, àwọn Bangladesh ń sọ èdè wọn, everybody ń sọ kíní ọ̀kan mẹ́rin. Ṣebí nísìnyí bá ti wá àwọn náà ti ní community, àwọn ti láwọn tó ń sọ Yorùbá, tó ń type Yorùbá, tó ń ṣe everything nísìnyí. We are never authentic people. We are fake. We are fake in our existence. We are fake people. Ọ̀tọ̀ ní tá a fi bẹ̀rẹ̀, ọ̀tọ̀ níbi tá a wá parí gbogbo ẹ̀ sí báyìí. I'm sorry that, my tone changed, but this is an issue that is so passionate to me. It's an issue that is so passionate to me. Ẹ pé mi ò fẹ́ sọ. Mi fẹ́ sọ. But ọ̀rọ̀ ló bọ̀rọ̀ wá. So ọwọ́ wa níṣẹ́ wà. Ọwọ́ wa níṣẹ́ wà. A bá fẹ́ tún tàn wa kọ, a lè tún kọ. Nínú ilé tẹ́ wà yẹn gan, ọmọ yín mélòó lẹ kọ́ ní èdè àtàṣà yín? Mo máa ń sọ fún àwọn ọmọ mi. A bí yín síbí ni ẹ̀ ń ṣe ara wọn. Ibi báyìí lẹ ti wá. Mi ti ẹ̀ ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà gan ni wọ́n. Yorùbá mo máa ń pè wọ́n. Because a tó orílẹ̀-èdè fúnra wa. Ìran ńlá ni wá. Mélòó nínú wa ló ń ṣe? Adela ń wá respect. No, a lè rí láíláí. Wọ́n lè treat wa equal. Never. Àwa la máa jà láti fira wa sípò tó yẹ ká wà. Wọ́n rí wa bá a ṣe ń gbé bí animal. Ṣé animal ni ẹ wá fẹ́ kí wọ́n treat bí ara wọn? No, wọ́n lè treat ẹ bí ara wọn. Èèyàn ló máa jà raburabu tá sọ́ra ẹ̀ tí wàá control bó ṣe fẹ́ kán treat ẹ̀. Ìbójú wa láwa ń bí, ojú wa ló ṣe tí China ṣe náà. wọ́n tira wọn mọ́lé wọn jáde. Wọ́n forbid ọmọ ìlú wọn kankan láti kúrò nílùú. Àwọn tó bá jáde ní àárín wọn táìmù yẹn ó lọ kàwé ni. Àdéhùn dẹ̀ wà pé ó ń padà bọ̀. So ó lọ kọ́ ìmọ̀ wọn nílùú ibi tó lọ yẹn. Ó dẹ̀ ń padà bọ̀ because àwọn yẹn ni intellectual tó máa lò láàrin wọn. Ẹ wo ibi tán wà lénìí. China bá mí gbogbo tí China bá sin gbogbo ayé sin ni. Kí làwa dà? Ẹ̀sìn ni. Ẹ̀sìn. A máa boast àwọn la ní largest auditorium. Wọ́n lọ ra new crutches. Wọ́n á kó fún àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n rent. Wọ́n máa láwọn ṣe miracle. Wọ́n wá lọ sí orthopedic hospital. Blanket ni wọ́n lọ ń pín fáwọn èèyàn tó wà ń bẹ̀ àti wọ́n ń fún wọn lówó oúnjẹ. Ẹ bá lọ crusade ẹ wá lẹ wo àwọn èèyàn sàn. Ibo làwọn èèyàn ti ní ìdìwòsàn. Ẹ lọ orthopedic hospital. Ẹ ń pín blanket fún wọn bẹ̀ ẹ ń fún wọn ní wheelchair. Ẹ wá lẹ gbé crusade kalẹ̀. Ẹ láwọn èèyàn arọ ń rìn. Arọ wèrè wo ló ń rìn? Ẹni flyer yín ó ń jí ẹ̀tàn ti embalm dìde. Ṣé ẹ mọ process tó fi embalm yàn ni? Ẹ̀tàn embalm wọ́n ti kó gbogbo organs ẹ̀ jáde náà. Wọ́n ti bu chloroform sí. Flyer yín wá ń jí. Flyer yín jí. Ẹ̀yin iṣẹ́ ìyẹn ni àwọn kan máa gbọ́ tó máa wò yín níwò pé ẹni táwọn ní láti elevate sí level àwọn lélẹ̀. Nonsense. Anyway. Thank you very much, my people, for listening to me. Let me just end it here, because ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi ti fẹ́ máa gbóná, mo ti fẹ́ máa hot. So thank you very much for joining me tonight and for staying up till this moment. Thank you for all those that contributed in one way or the other, and for the silent listeners as well. Thank you very much. Apologies for the deviation from the discussion, but it's not out of place. Ó máa ń rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìgbà míì dẹ̀ rí wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ máa ń wà kò ní sáàyè. Àyè dẹ̀ máa wà ńgbà míì kò ní sọ̀rọ̀. So mo fi hàn pé èní méjèèjì kan wà ní. Ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ bá dẹ̀ ti báyàn náà lèèyàn ti ń sọ. So let's take something away from tonight. Let's change our orientation. Start looking at things beyond religion. Read other books beyond Bible and Quran. Give yourself for learning. Don't be rigid. Don't be dogmatic. Gbogbo nǹkan tí kọ́ yín láti kékeré. Be ready to question them. Don't be afraid to be cut out. Wípé irọ́ lélẹ̀. Irọ́ ló pa fún mi. Don't be afraid to let your brain do what it was created for, to think. Think, my people. Ask questions. Find out things. Engage in intelligent discussions. Into Obama, money, ju everybody law. Má dá sí rough. Stop threatening people with heaven and hell. They are construct of the society. There are things put in place to make you conform to social order. Torí man is reckless by instinct. Likewise, we're genius. So in order to balance the two, to put our recklessness in check and also, give us that freedom to explore and build better life for ourselves. Òun ló ṣe create gbogbo social order yẹn. So if you cannot keep one wife, don't engage yourself in monogamy. Forget all this is God's instruction. No, it's human made. Don't get involved because òfin máa dì ẹ́. Tófin bá dẹ̀ ti dì ẹ́, tó bá ti ṣe nǹkan mi ò ti commit offence nìyẹn, bigamy. Wàá dẹ̀ ṣẹ̀wọ̀n fún. When you're going to divorce, gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ní wọ́n á pín fún wa àti partner ẹni. Tó bá mọ̀ pé ìdí kan ò káwọ́ lẹ́nu, then you have no business hurting other people by getting them committed into a relationship with you, and then you can't be faithful. Lọ́dẹ̀ ti dé point orí pé ó dẹ̀ pé faithfulness yẹn ò fẹ́ work mọ́, communicate with the other person and part ways. Don't be there and be doing things hurting other people all around. Àwọn tó ń lọ bá náà, ó sọ fún wọn pé o ti marry, because tó bá sọ fún wọn, àwọn náà máa gbé báàgì wọn máa sá ni. So wàá parọ́ fún wọn pé o ti marry. So o pààyàn kan lẹ́kún tó filẹ̀ lé, o tún lọ pa ẹlòmíì lẹ́kún tó tún bá ń tà. Irú yìí ni wọ́n ṣe náà gbèrè lọ́jọ́ nkalẹ̀ fún, torí olóòbùkún ni ẹ̀ lè maintain order fún ara yín. Torí irú yín ni wọ́n ṣe create heaven and hell, pé tó o bá bí yé báyìí wàá lọ jóná ní ọ̀run àpáàdì ni. Torí irú yín ni. To elevate your thought. Don't rush into things. Find out yourself. Know yourself. Understand every single thing before you do them. Things exist for a reason. Gbogbo nǹkan tó rí, gbogbo bí ayé ṣe ń yí tó ṣe ń yí, everything exists for a reason. Find out why. Always ask why. Question everything. The more you know, the better you can live life. Because you will be able to create your own life within this construct. And you can function to your optimum capacity. Thank you very much. And have a wonderful night.
Ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrò ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀rọ̀ pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, tread softly dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Kíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ̀tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kò lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò já àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogúndé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ látẹ̀lẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ojú ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ọmọ ọlọ́lá ìgbà rẹ̀ gọ̀ǹgọ̀ fà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ látẹ̀lẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ojú ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́, inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò gbà lábẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó ọ̀la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ojú ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́, inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni.